mail reception items because I just want to show this.
Whoa.
You're one of them.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Oh, I hate to be that guy, but I also got a package today.
See?
Oh gosh.
And it is the one he did not want to give away.
Oh, is it?
I've got 4 trays here. Well, I've got 4 trays for giveaway. I'm thinking I may have to make this my DM tray, and maybe I'll autograph and give away my old DM tray if somebody wants a used die tray with the Blue Box signature on it. But he sent me 3 beholders. This one is glorious. You probably can't appreciate how beautiful this is. Oh, the eye pops out. It
Looks
is
just like you,
look at that.
That's so cool.
So cool.
This guy is gorgeous. So I mentioned it.
Christmas tree tomorrow.
I mentioned it on Sunday, and I'll mention it again tonight on stream. I was so happy because John Bruce of Dragon Crafting Guild, he messaged me this week and said his orders have blown up in the past month, and he said almost all of them are Blue Box fans. And you always wonder when you have sponsors, like, are you giving them back value for what they give you? And that felt so good for me to hear him say that, and we are making a difference for him. Oh, you got your ornament! It's so pretty.
Yay! Oh, it's
Esther's
a
been
Blue
playing-
Box ornament.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I've been holding on to it all day.
No.
He was saying either the last game, the last session, or the session before, a lot of orders were coming in during the stream.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
We have some guildies from our WoW side who liked them and ordered a copy.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go! Thank
I
you.
told John that on Sunday. Ali B is one of our guilties.
Ali B is amazing, and also like we've got some people that are ordering Cozy Gamer dice for Christmas, and I so appreciate when people support our sponsors because they support us, and it's hey Tim,
so
good to see you. Winter is indeed coming. That's why I'm in a hoodie tonight.
Oh. Okay, here's a sneak peek, John.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
Cool.
the terrain. That's the terrain thing so I'm doing ancient ruin terrains tomorrow. So if you want, I'm gonna paint this one up, and then I'm gonna try to do like a movie magic where I do step by step, and then I can show you guys as I go. Hang on, let's do no filter for a second.
Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second, because
Yeah.
we're going to talk about tomorrow night's Lore Masters Arcanum. I'm going to give away one of these beautiful DCG beholder trays, not the one I just showed you, but one of the other ones tomorrow night. Oh my gosh, look at that! That's so cool.
So I still have to, I gotta prime this with the glue and stuff like that so it stays, and then I'll paint it tonight, and then for tomorrow, and then I can have all the pieces kind of step by step, so I can kind of show you like a technique to make the scatter terrain, and then just kind of like do like movie magic, and then it's done, and then we go to the next step. I'll try to do it because we only have an hour, right?
Well, so we normally do, but if you're up for it, I could start 30 minutes early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what time would that be then?
So that would be, so you're Pacific Central. What time are you?
I'm Central.
Okay, so 4:30
5:30.
Central.
Yeah.
5:30.
Oh, 5:30. Yes, 5:30
I
Central.
was gonna say we normally start at
Yeah,
6,
yeah.
so-
I'm getting my Tuesday and Wednesday mixed up. 5:30 Central.
Okay, yeah, 5:30 works for me.
Okay, so we'll do an hour and a half tomorrow. We'll go 5:30 to 7. That'll give
Yeah.
us time to raid into Jay. Hey, good to see everybody. Penhead, it has been a while. Manda, hello. Good to see you. Oh, John, hey, we're talking all kinds of cool stuff about Dragon Crafting Guild tonight. Donald, Storm Power, good to see you. Chris. Kiegia. So many jumping in. We're going to get started in just a
at those
minute.
guns.
Keep working, Josh. You're getting there, my friend. Oh, I see you. You've been in the gym. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get some coffee, and I'm going to trust you in the hands of my loyal viewers. There can be no dinosaur talk on this. Although I do want to say, there was something that Steve or Bloodwild, hey, Lord Forth, Bloodwild said recently that he would give me an advantage if I said I love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I used to draw dinosaurs as a kid. I have no problem with dinosaurs. They're cool. I just don't want dinosaurs in my D&D. It's a different thing. Like I like
big butts and I cannot lie.
Big butts and I cannot lie. You want butts cannot lie. When a girl walks in with a round thing. Sorry, whoa, clean channel. All right. So I like blueberries. Okay. I do not want them in my chocolate cake.
Why not?
Why not?
That's it. So-
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
It does.
No, that
be
sounds
with John.
horrible. You guys have no taste. That's why you want dragons in your D&D. All right, or dungeons. I mean, dinosaurs. You got me so rattled.
Yes, I do want dragons in my
coffee.
D&D.
You want dragons and dungeons in your Dungeons and Dragons? What?
I want
All right.
dungeons in my dragons.
All right, now I'm going to leave you in the hands of my viewers while I go get coffee. I'll be right back.
That would actually be really cool.
You guys are
It
crazy.
would be.
A dungeon inside of a dragon.
Yeah. It's kind of
like
like the
Dungeons
cave
and
that you don't know
Dragons.
is a monster until you walk into the
Dragons?
cave.
Dungeons in dragons.
Imagine
and
this.
Who's ready to play Dungeons and Dragons? if
There
people
you
just
go.
think you're
There you
doing
go,
it?
Terry. There you go, Terry. There's your name.
Dungeons in Dragons.
Dungeons in Dragons. Awkward. So I once fought in a campaign a T-Rex, an undead T-Rex who was filled with zombies.
Tomb of Annihilation.
Ooh, that's fun.
And so when you said Dungeons in your Dragons, I'm like, well, you can have zombies in your T-Rexes.
Pretty
why
much same
not?
thing.
So why not? Yeah,
Pocket
I mean,
dimension inside your dragon.
It's like a police box.
Oh, it's like a,
Yeah.
always bigger on the inside.
a
Yes.
dragon that thinks that it's killing people with this this magic orb or whatever that it found after it killed a wizard. But what it actually does is it casts like a major reduce. And so the whole game is now about getting to the inside of the dragon and killing him
From the inside?
from the
From the
inside. And that's
inside.
the only way to win the game. It's like going through the dungeon that is the anatomy of a dragon. And like you've got to get to the brain and knock out like this much HP from the brain while you're fighting red blood cells. That'd be cool.
So
It's like
dungeons.
Magic School Bus. Do you remember that episode of
Yes.
Magic School Bus when they went into his body? What's his name again? Freddy? No.
No.
Frankie? It starts the same. I feel like it starts with an F. The guy, the orange-haired kid with the
Yeah,
black.
the curly-haired kid.
We know who you mean.
Oh,
What is
Freak.
his name? It starts with an F, I think.
Freak. Yeah,
No, it's not Freak.
he was a weirdo.
Magic School Bus?
1 second.
Oh no, it wasn't the orange-headed kid that they went into. It
I
was
thought
the
it
other
was the
kid.
kid
The
with
kid
the
with the
ball
backwards cap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought,
You're
but I was
right.
Oh,
like,
okay,
nah.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
Ralphie.
of course, yeah.
Arnold. Oh, it was Arnold. That's the
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
redheaded
Arnold,
kid.
yeah, Arnold's
That's the
redhead,
redhead.
but Ralphie's the boy with
Ralphie is the boy that they went in
That's
because
where
he was
it's called.
sick.
You're
Right.
No.
Wanda, Arnold, Keisha, Dorothy Ann, Phoebe, Carlos, Miss Frizzle,
Oh, Carlos was my
Liz. So good. So good.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I'll miss you.
I want
Sorry,
to point
Cam.
out that, guaranteed to roll more nat 20s and apparently nat 1s because I've been rolling all day and it's been about even between the two.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is. Let's hope not.
Oh my
So,
God,
I
it's
think- I think Evelyn has some way to dice.
she
I think
I
so.
think she does too.
Rory, question for you.
Answer for you.
In Canada, currently, it is minus 28 Celsius. What is it in where you are? In Minnesota.
28 Celsius, so that's like 2 or 3 degrees above Fahrenheit.
Is that what it is?
No, minus 28 Celsius?
Yeah.
No, that
What
is
is that to Fahrenheit?
Or is it 32?
no. It's an actual math equation that you have to figure
Yeah.
out.
I'm sure.
So,
I just Google it.
It's negative 18.4 degrees Fahrenheit is negative 28 Celsius.
Oh, yes, Nate, thank you. It's minus 18.4.
Because
in-
it's 0 Celsius when it's 32 plus 32 here.
Yes.
So it's negative 18.4 degrees Fahrenheit where she is.
Yes, you math, correct. Thank you, Mark.
Wow.
I feel
No,
the exact same way.
I
That's
Google.
why- Oh.
Thank you.
All you type in is negative 28C2F and it
Yes.
gives you the answer.
Yes. It's exactly.
Terry over there, math
That's a bit
wizard,
too
in case you didn't
confusing.
know. Does math equations in his brain. Big brain.
I always love it when students come into my office and they ask me a question and I go, here, come here, sit right there. This is how I'm going to answer it because I don't know the answer. Google.
Oh, 19. So what is
What?
that in Celsius?
Oh my God. So what you do there for that is you do
Wait, hang on,
19
hang on.
Terry,
Fahrenheit
I'm really
to
confused on how Oogle works.
C. Oh wait, not 100.
Oh, it's only minus 7.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
not
only
bad.
-7. Gosh.
Actually,
It's
7.2.
minus 28 here,
You
so.
want to know what it is for me right now?
A balmy.
It's driving me insane, and I'm freezing my butt off, and it's 36 here, which would be like 50,000 where you are.
36.
36 would be something like 7 or 8
Oh,
or
it's
10.
It's 2 degrees. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I went
25
outside.
here.
I went outside today in my sweatshirt and my light jacket, and it's minus 28. Wait till
You know,
it gets
it's-
to minus 40, and then I'll bring out the parka.
You know, the real good days, Vivi,
Hmm?
are when it's negative 20 for. I like negative 20 for winter weather.
Yeah,
But when it's negative 20 and then it's 10 above the next day.
it's a whole different story.
Yeah, shorts and t-shirt all
Yeah,
the way.
shorts and t-shirts, 100%. Yesterday I sound very Canadian. This is gonna be a very Canadian sentence that comes out of my mouth. I went into Tim Hortons from my van into Tim Hortons in my flannel, like a flannel,
Yep.
and my blue box shirt and my flannel, and I just walked in. It was minus 28 yesterday.
The only thing you just said
Celsius.
that I understood was Blue Box.
Celsius.
That's all. The only thing I heard.
What was the only thing you heard?
Blue Box.
I had my blue box t-shirt on and a flannel, and I walked into Tim Hortons to get a coffee when it's minus 28 here.
John, I
Minus
just wanna remind
28.
you-
Celsius.
All right.
I need to
Celsius.
roll for hit points before anything happens.
All right. So we're gonna
Because
get.
I just want to be level 5 for 5 minutes before
We
death.
should,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Hey, Sugar Punk wants to know where you're at in Canada. Dry cold is more comfortable than humid cold. From They Call Me Tim. City Guard of Hebron, congrats on the win, Lassie. Kiegia, all of you, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sperry 14, thanks for the sub. And as you all note, the sound of the alerts is quieter now, yes?
Yes.
All right, so where are you at in Canada?
I am from Manitoba. It's the province that I am from. It is directly above North Dakota. If you guys are looking at the American map and in relation to the American map, specifically in Winnipeg. If you watch a Simpsons episode, it says Winnipeg. We were born here. What's your excuse?
They had a
my favorite
hockey
quote.
team once, right? Or
We
do
do
they
have
still?
a
Oh,
we
okay.
had a
yeah.
hockey team and then it came back.
It came back.
2011, it came back. Yeah.
Okay.
The Winnipeg Jets.
The
Yeah, they
Sugar
don't win
Punk.
much.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're a new team though, so give us a break.
Yeah.
No, Sugar Punk said that she used to wait. I'm assuming it's a she. That maybe is an improper assumption, but used to wait in the school for the school bus in negative 40 degrees Celsius,
Celsius.
in a
In a
mini
mini
skirt.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
You-
Ancient Gamer said you're a neighbor. We got lots of fun stuff tonight. We got giveaways. We've got celebrations to have. We got recognition of our sponsors. We got great role play. We got our Monster Monday, now Monster Tuesday on Blue Box, and we got level ups and all kinds of goodness. So we're gonna jump over to our sponsors, and I always forget to mute these first. So we're probably gonna have like 3 audios start simultaneously, and I'll grab them quickly and pair them out. I knew it. See.
Can't hear you.
All right, so we're gonna start with our overview of the Greyhawk map.
Changed.
And
Music.
while this is rolling, we always thank Anna B. Meyer. Her Patreon is worth supporting. She doesn't just do great maps, she runs campaigns. She is a supporter of all things D&D, old school, new school. She is great, and we love Anna. And of course, as you look at this map, this really tells you the terrain that you're operating with here in Greyhawk and the Greyhawk Awakening campaign. From Euse down to the city of Greyhawk, to the areas in the southwest where you have the dry steppes and the kingdoms all around Greyhawk. Where we are at, you'll see at the end, which is of course the area of Verbabank and Hamlet into the Kron Hills. You go to the east and you find Nirand and of course the Great Kingdom and its central cities. And it is a beautiful map that she has created. Thank you for the sub gift, Owlie B, or no, from Ancient Gamer to Owlie B. Patrick, we always appreciate your support. You've been great. So we talked about this last week on Lore Masters Arcanum. We've made several changes. I believe I have level set the DM mic. So I want to ask the players about that in a moment, or the viewers about that in a moment. I should sound closer to the players now, which will let you turn your audio up on your phones. What's happening is my audio is coming through so clear, so if they turn their volume down to keep me modulated, then you guys sounded quiet. And then they turned it up for you, and then I blew their eardrums out. So I want to make sure we have that all leveled out tonight. We've turned our alerts down, and all should be good tonight. The Free City. This party has not been there yet, but I have a hunch they will be at some point.
You know, John, I'm stuck about thinking of elephants when I look at this map.
Why?
Every time, I know. You look, I've got it on my wall here. It looks like an elephant.
There's an elephant in the land shape.
Buy one, get one free city. Hey, Lord Coyote. I love
that.
Lord, if you just got to scroll down to show it, I see it on my wall every day. It doesn't scroll down here, but yeah, if you look at it, it does look like an elephant. Lord Coyote, you asked about terrain a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, and I didn't answer it. So the terrain is a combination of, you've got some Dwarven Forge, I've got some custom terrain, I've got things from the Master Crafter Bill, who's Sasher Scorn here. I've got things from Tyrannify, who's a group that we work with. Now we've got Mantic Games, Terrain Crate Makers. So I'm pulling stuff from everywhere, including opening my wallet for the folks at Miniature Building Authority, where you get all the huge castle terrain here. All right, let's go to our original sponsor, and he will be the man of the hour tonight for all the cool stuff he has. Dragon Crafting. Really, but yes, actually, really, we see it happen here every week on Blue Box. More Nat 20s. And then our newest sponsor, Cozy Gamer.
Loaded dice.
Loaded dice, not really. But they're pretty dice. Or they're handsome dice. Or they're threatening dice. Whatever your preference is. Wishing you all the best rolls. How appropriate during the Christmas season at the end of a year like 2020. We are wishing you all the best rolls. We also want to recognize our other sponsors, Atris Minis, beautiful painter of minis, Frederica Draws, all the great artwork that we have here. And then last but not least, I talked about this on Sunday. I have this massive box. I won't take too much time today because we're already running a bit short on time. Not short, we're just late. Terrain Crate, Mantic Games, all this goodness, incredible giants, and gallows, and trolls, and temples. All things that you will be seeing hitting the gaming table here at Blue Box, but also being used for giveaways on our stream. And we gave away a cool city set just this last Sunday. Then the last thing on the sponsors, I have to thank John at Dragon Crafting Guild again. I got this today, and I don't think I will be able to part with it. It is the coolest beholder tray. This guy, look at that. I mean, just absolutely glorious. This will probably become the DM tray. But do not despair. For tomorrow night, thank you, Goats Are Great, for the sub. Yes, oh, Phantom, thank you for the gift subs. Everybody, you're awesome. But tomorrow night, because Vivi, the player of Lilith, will be teaching us how to build terrain on Lore Masters Arcanum. In honor of that, we do need to give away a DCG tray, which has, of course, on it a beholder. And so I have this cool guy with the red background,
mine's red too.
red
Twinsies.
eyes. Yes. So this will be the giveaway tomorrow night. Now tonight, we are having a cool giveaway. We've got a couple things we're doing. One, where are they at here? I have 3 of, disorganized DM. No excuses about travel. Should be here somewhere. These guys right here. So we're gonna give away 3 of these Christmas ornaments tonight. Your tree is not complete without a Christmas ornament. BlueBoxRPG, they're wood, laser etched. Oh, by the way, I'm sending one of these to each of you as players. And this is not the only gift. I have other little gifts for you guys as players that'll be coming. I'm going to get those out in the mail tomorrow. But among them will be these really cool blue box ornaments. We're also going to have we got a hype train going. Thank you, Zombie Knight. We appreciate that.
Feeling hyped.
That's 7 months. You get the cool blue dragon for that. We'll be sending all these to you along with a couple other things, and we're gonna have a contest. You can if you paint these, you can pop the paint into our fan art channel on our Discord and show it to us, and whoever has the best paint to be judged by, we'll do it by the community. We'll put it up on a stream. Whoever wins, I'll have a special gift for you as well. All right, let's jump right into it. We're at 56% on a level 2. Thank you to the Mad Chatters. It's going to be a fun night tonight, and a early Merry Christmas to all of you. So let's see, today is so we won't have a stream next week. So that's going to be the only stream we'll miss around the holidays. So this is your last fix of Greyhawk Awakening until after Christmas. So stay with us tonight. Don't bounce. Stay on all night, because this will be the last one you'll get for 2 weeks. And we so appreciate that. And holy smokes, we're up to level 4 already. What's going on? You guys are crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what happened last time?
Last time, we started off in, let's see, hold on, brain. Oh yeah, so Brim had been trying to make a diplomatic introduction to a hill giant, which did not go very well. So combat ensued, which led us to begin fighting this hill giant. And Brim continued to attempt to try to reason with him as best as possible, but it wasn't going well. And then another hill giant joined in the exchange, shall we say, with a giant boulder that he proceeded to very quickly throw on top of Lilith's head, nearly killing her, which led both Winston and Shorewin to charge to the rescue. Gimbal cast Enlarge on Brim, making Brim even bigger than he normally is, which led to comical scenes of him trying to clean his sword with a tiny cloth on a giant blade.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Yes. So yes, Shorewin and Winston had ridden to Lilith's aid. Ashton actually managed to pull a very potent potion and pour it down Lilith's throat, and bring her back from the brink. And however, Shorewin took a bit of a blow to himself and nearly died once again. But he managed to move away from the giant without further injury, while Brim, after Brim and Millie had dispatched the first giant, Brim and Millie then moved toward the other giant, and Brim once again tried to make peace with this giant. Millie actually agreed to allow him to continue making his diplomatic efforts as long as the giant did not harm Lilith. And so she put her blades down at Brim's beseeching on that one condition. However, Winston kind of didn't get the message and proceeded to pummel that giant, and then Lilith dispatched him with a mighty blow from an enchanted shillelagh.
Her first
staff.
ever crit.
Yes, she had her first crit and smacked him right in the femoral artery and killed that giant. And then it proceeded to immediately search his body because, and she found some string and some teeth, and she was very excited about it.
Yeah, you didn't mention the hundreds of coins that she found because she didn't care about them.
She didn't care about that, but she found teeth and and string. And one of those molars that she found, she actually immediately gave to Gimble so that he could, have his molar again, since he lost his one when he was with Halia. The party then continued along the road a little further after Ashrin had patched Shorewin up. Enough so that he could get back on Winston and continue on the way. As the group was riding, Shorewin spotted a light off in the distance a little ways. It was about 45 yards away. And he smelled a very odd, pungent aroma, which...
No, it was not pungent. It was resonant.
Pungent aroma. And which he proceeded to then slow the pace of Winston's riding, and met and asked Millie if she recognized the smell. And after a moment of discernment, realized that yes, she knew that smell quite well, as they had met with this man, both in his actual form and in the form of the Paling, twice now. The Paling also wearing the same pungent aroma, trying to cover up its other pungent aroma. So, yes, Yaj met the group upon the road and greeted them and asked them to join him around the fire, especially if Millie was with them. Millie then turned to Brim, who had been speaking to Gimble in Giant, and we actually learned a bit more about Brim, and that his father had actually wanted him to learn how to speak Giant. Yes, so Millie turned to Brim and asked Brim if he could sniff things out just to make sure it wasn't possibly a Paling in disguise again, which Brim proceeded to join Yaj by the fire and sniffed him and discovered that yes, it was actually Yaj and everything was okay. And then the rest of the group moved to the fire with Yaj. Yaj made quite a bit of a show of himself.
He was so
introducing himself.
charming. I don't know why you guys don't see the charm.
And
it's hard to get past the smell.
And then declared that Shorewin was likely his rival for Millie's affections. Millie, yeah. Anyway, and then Brim actually spoke up and said, "I might be the rival to you," which Yaj just laughed off and said that there was no way that would be possible, which hurt Brim a lot. And then there was a bit more exchange between Gimble and Shorewin and Yaj, specifically trying to find out information about where Goldroll might be, not giving the name of Shorewin's sister to this man because information is valuable and keeping it to yourself is much more helpful. But Yaj kind of danced around that he had heard of Sorgozol, but he really couldn't let them know where he was, or so he seemed to imply. And when we left off, we actually continued a little bit into Discord. Didn't get very far, but there was a bit more exchange between Millie and Yaj, where she basically was trying to use a bit of her flirtatious convincing to get Yaj to share a bit more information And he basically was like, "Oh, I know about all the wiles of women. You're not going to convince me that way."
Oh, he sounded so much cooler than that. That was a horrible rendition.
Just go to Discord. I'm summarizing, sir.
Because I want you to continue, and then we're gonna go. But I just gotta stop for a second and say,
Yes.
oh my goodness, the viewers, and also some of the players. You guys, all of you, so much heart. I'm getting better with this.
Yes, you
Love,
are.
love,
Yay.
love, love. Thank you for all the support. A level 5 hype train, like we blew out. It was like 280 something percent of a
280.
level 5. I've never seen that done. And I don't want to call anybody out, but I have to call somebody out. And all of you, like I mentioned already, several of you in the stream, all the cheers, all the sub gifts. But look, I hate doing this, but you have to. Like, look at Patrick, Canadian Ancient Gamer. 76 gift subs in this channel. 76 gift subs. Robert, incredible what Phantom is doing. All of you who are helping so much, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, it is crazy, Lord Coyote. And it all goes right back into the stream. I've talked a few times about my almost $4,000 Alienware PC that I bought last week or last month out of my own. It'll take me months to get this back, but everything I get, I pour back into making this stream better, and I am so appreciative. Thank you. All right, finish off, and let's go to our players.
But yes, so then basically Millie said, "Oh, you clearly don't know anything about this," and blew him off after that point to go start taking care of the horses, which Brim came over to aid her, and she gave him a couple of words about trying to, as she heard what Yaj had said to Brim, she was trying to give a little kindness back. And Shorin had moved off to take a seat, and so had Gimbal with Squeaks, and that is where we ended last time.
Look, as always, bravo, so well done. So let's go around quickly. Yes, Robert, we did see that Phantom. Each player got advantage from Phantom, and I think there was another one or two that we missed.
There was one from Pat.
Who did Pat give to?
All the
Gave one
players.
to each.
Oh,
yeah.
so Pat gave one to each player. Robert gave one to each player. So let's make sure we get those on your list. All right, and we're gonna go around the room. We did get out XP today.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us your character, your level, which came up earlier, your class, your race, something about your PC, and if you did level up, we're gonna head and roll for XP now. Now, if there is a fight before you guys rest tonight in the camp, that's fine. I'll let you have it. I've made many of you wait. My kid.
That's all right.
Exactly. So let's start with Josh. Tell us about Brim, and then we're going to come back to Monster Monday. So don't do that yet. All right?
All right. The name's Brimstone. I'm a half-ogre fighter, level 5. I love my friends, also now known to me as my family. I've chosen to be a good half-ogre, and my nose and throat are now thick with a pungent smell. Pungent.
All right. So two things with that. One, you sounded quieter than everyone else. So yeah, maybe just move the mic a little closer to your mouth. Two, let me clarify something. You also referred to Yaj Talks, I believe, in our Discord channel as unsightly. He is not unsightly. He might be unseemly. I think that would be a fair thing to say. But I've described him as he's a handsome man. Swarthy, dark hair, dark skinned, chiseled features. It's cologne that he's wearing, not the scent of a skunk. But it is too much cologne for sure, and his mannerisms are unseemly. So I want to make sure he gets all the discredit he deserves, but also.
I mean, but we're talking about half ogre perspective. Maybe he is unsightly.
Oh, that, you know what? I stand corrected.
Did
You
I
are
say
dead on.
unsightly?
All right, tell us about Millie. Tell us about Millie.
All right, hello dears. I am Mary Millie Von Tomth. I am a half-elven swashbuckler, now level 6. And I like whiskey, gold, my best friend Lilith, generally shiny things, and trying to cheer Brim up right now because, you know, Yaj was a jerk. And I don't like that very much.
Yeah.
You've been friend zone brimmed. I know that's not good. All right, let's go to let's go to Vivi since she's laughing. Vivi, tell us about Lilith.
Lilith is a wild elf druid, level 5. She currently is very interested in this string that she has found. Very useless money she cannot use, or she doesn't care to use, which she has offered to her best friend Millie always. Her hair is full of secrets. Her pockets are full of secrets. Whose companion is she going to woo next? Who knows?
Find out tonight on Blue Box.
Find out tonight. This episode on.
Well done. And so, just a quick check here for audio. Now that we've had 3 players go, I'd like you to let me know, viewers, how does the audio balance sound? Am I still way louder than the PCs? Are any PCs too quiet for you? I continue to audio balance. I want this to be a great experience for you. Josh is a bit quiet. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. Thank you. How do I sound compared to Millie or Lilith? Or is it somewhat balanced? And then now let's go to Terry. Tell us about Shorewind.
Indeed. I am Shorewind Tesla of Corewood, a cavalier of 4th level, and tonight I finally get to hit that number 5 as long as I don't die beforehand. With my steed, Winston, we travel with this wonderful band of people and have come very far in discussing our past and learning about the others.
Well done. And so I asked about level ups. Did Millie, Brim, or Lilith level up? No, right?
I leveled.
Sorry, you
6.
did level up, but you've already rolled, and I've accepted that. You sent me the picture of it. Tell everybody about what you rolled for your level and any new feats you have, please.
So I rolled a 10 on the D10 for my hit points, because my daughter picked apparently my best D10. And then I didn't get any new feats, though I do have 2 attack actions with my rapier now, as I am level 6, and that's when you gain your 2nd attack for at least the swashbuckler. And then I did get an additional charge of charmed life that I can use per day now.
Well
which
done.
Basically allows me to add my charisma modifier to the result of a saving throw.
Well done. Well done. All right, now Shorewind, you have been waiting and waiting for this moment. You are the lowest level member of the party because you joined later. You replaced the departed character, Uthar, who actually made an appearance as an NPC, which Gimbal is very aware of. And you are now level 5, right?
Yes.
That's why he has to sit on his horse. Compensation.
All right, well,
I'm gonna show this real quick.
yes.
I got one of these in the mail today, and this is what I'm rolling on now.
Very
A big
nice.
Thank you to a certain Millie. So here we go.
What'd you roll?
I got 3.
And what's your constitution?
I got a 2 modifier to it.
All right, and then you got to keep the 3.
I
That's
know.
tough. But still, add your con to it. Your con bonus is the 3. So yeah, so you got that 5.
Do you have the toughness feat?
And if you have toughness, you add 2 to it.
Yeah, it auto adds for me.
Okay. Yes, you got toughness. So it's still, not as good as you might like, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
I get a new feat.
But you got a new
the
feat.
banner. It's
So
amazing.
while you're working through that, you can come back and tell us what that is. Let's go to Rory. Tell us about Gimbal.
Yeah, so Gimbal is amazing, 3'1" awesomeness. He's died once, been tortured for 4 days. Is not a fan of Burn, and or Yaj. Yaj is confusing to him. He's a wizard illusionist, and very much is starting to explore some different abilities.
Yeah, we had a good communication on that. All right, so Shorewind, do you have your remaining information, like your feet and whatnot?
Well, I get a granted feat of banner.
It's awesome. I love
And so at 5th level, a cavalier's banner becomes a symbol of inspiration to his allies and companions as long as the Cavalier is within 60 feet and receives a +2 moral bonus on saving throws against fear and a +1 moral bonus on attack rolls made as part of a charge. So there's that, and then I get to pick a feat.
While you're doing that, I'm going to give you two things. One far outbalances the other. So one criticism, it's not a moral bonus, it's a morale bonus. But far beyond that, your beard and your hair and the beautiful shocks of gray, man, you look amazing tonight.
Why, thank you. I figured I would attempt the same look that Josh does, only an aged version.
I was like being looked over again for Shorewin and Terry.
Don't worry, this grew in 3 days. So, not 3, it's more.
I'm
like
jealous.
5. I hate it.
Mama got a squeeze back. All right. Hey, I know we were a little bit long. Again, I seem to keep doing this on our intros, but we have so much to talk about. We had level ups that happened today, and of course, I came in, as I said, hot off the road, so it took me a minute to get everything really set up. But I think we're ready, and let's jump into some D&D. And Terry,
Oh, poor Josh.
I didn't forget you, Josh. I didn't forget you. We're gonna jump into some D&D. Terry, do you think you can have your feats and stuff ready for us in a moment?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go. Unless you plan on killing us right now.
Well, it's not a plan; it's a possibility. There's a difference between those two things.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can make it happen.
Give us Monster Monday, Josh.
Oh my gosh, okay, I keep going back and forth. Okay. I'm blue, but I ain't gonna die. Become an heir when I die. I will just stay alive. Ayy. The ladies wish for free. The fellas wish for me. Rub me like a lamp and you will see.
It's
Shake
your
me like
socks!
a weight and you'll get just 3. Watch your words losing your humanity. Or worse, becoming a manatee. I got the simi at my side. If I want to, I can hide. If I'm stronger, I can disguise. Food and wine before your eyes. What am I? Who am I? I'm no Tin Man. I'm a Gin Man. I'm a Con Man. Use 3 and see I'm a Gone Man. This lower body, fly-looking hottie, covered in air, and I'm really pretty naughty. Acting kinda hottie. You get what you got, so don't get got. You done lost your spot, so stop and drop. We haven't fought, but if we did, you would have already lost. Your mind and time lost to the winds. Back to my domain, never betray my friends. But you enslave me, and let's see how that ends.
Woo! You dropped bars tonight, Josh. Well done, sir. All right, so we had lots of guesses, but I think the first one to guess Jinn was Pat, and I assume that's the correct answer. We had a couple genies, Myamorph and Penhead, but I think it was more than just a genie, it was a Jinn, right?
It was in Ergin, yes.
Yes, and so Penhead actually had the correct spelling with the D, but I think Pat knew what he meant. And I'm not giving away anything for that, but just it's sort of like, you know, bragging rights. And well done. What feat did you select?
So I selected.
Air horns.
No, it is mounted. Where did it go? Mounted combat.
Ah, that's a great feat.
And-
Tell everyone what that does.
Indeed. You are adept at guiding your mount through combat. Once per round, when your mount is hit in combat, you may attempt a ride check as an immediate action to negate the hit. The hit is negated if your ride check result is greater than the opponent's attack roll.
That is a great feat to use, and you are honoring, as much as there is dislike for Byrne, I think his words to you have really resonated. You are doing much more to protect your steed, so well done. All right, and thank you for the mods helping us out. We only want legitimate viewers here. Be gone, bot. All right, so tonight our giveaways will include 3 of those aforementioned beautiful blue box ornaments. Also, I'm going to give you your choice between a mouse pad, which is awesome, or a mug or a sweatshirt, depending on what you would like. So any of those 3, you can pick one. A mouse pad, a mug, or a sweatshirt will be given away tonight. In addition to 3 of those ornaments. And we'll do one of the ornaments before the break. Let's jump into the game. All right. Reminder, as discussed, you are in the Cron Hills. Let me pop back up the monitor view here. You are outside of Hamlet. You are headed into the Cron Hills looking for the sister of Shorewind, and apparently there is some association with Storgul, the mounted dragon-riding orc. As you were headed through the hills, you initially fought off those hill giants, as Millie Evelyn already covered for us, and then you bumped into the handsome and heavily cologned, with pungent, if you prefer, cologne, Yaj Tox, who greeted you with something which might be approaching inappropriateness at times, but also lightheartedness. And and so we will resume there with Greyhawk Awakening, and this is entitled Session 25, The Charms of Yaj. All right, Millie, you are by the horses per our Discord chat, and if you're not in our Discord, viewers, you should be. There is all kinds of cool stuff that happens in between sessions, and there was conversation that happened this week with Yaj and Millie. Sorry, I don't know what just happened there, but I know it did something which caused the screen to blank quickly. Yeah, it flashed. I saw that happen here. But we are ready, and Yaj is just sort of chuckling over on the corner, by the fire, as you are buckling and whispering to Brim.
So right now, Millie has moved to remove the bridles from both of the horses, and to just start laying all the tacking within the back of the cart. So.
Brim will whisper down to Millie as we were kind of talking.
Are we planning on camping here tonight, or are we staying for a little bit, then moving on?
Well, I think it would do us well to rest here for the evening. I just think perhaps we should take very vigilant watches.
I would second that.
As Brim will pick up 2 of the sets of belongings that would probably be bedrolls or something of his companions, and turn around to start help setting up camp.
All right, so a couple of tents have already been set up. You begin to pull out bedrolls, and I'll just put a couple out there. By the way, thank you to Sasha Scorn, or Bill the Master Crafter. You're seeing some tents, and the fireplace and everything here were crafted and gifted by him to Blue Box. And so you set out the bedrolls. There's a couple tents set up. As you're doing this, Yaj is just watching. What's everyone else doing?
Shorewind at this point is going to continue to clean his armor, but as he does so, he's doing it piece by piece. So he's taking off pieces, cleaning it, and putting it back on. It's a continuation of what I posted in Discord today.
Okay, and for the first time you've done in quite some time as well.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, all right, as Shorewind does this, you see him dealing with his armor, polishing, pulling off different pieces. What are you doing, Gimbal?
Gimbal, Yaj is just relatively confusing most of the time to him. And so he'll just be off to the side. He would mention to the group he's willing to be on a watch with someone or solo or whatever. But he just wants to, he'll even pull like a stick that's slightly charred or embered, and just go off to the side and move some grass, get in a spot where he knows it's going to be safe to light it down, and just start looking through his spell book and looking through some of his components within his satchel.
All right. Gimbal, as you do this, you see Lilith beside you. Lilith, what are you doing?
Where is Yaj?
Yaj is standing right here by the fire, so let me pull out my handy laser for your viewing pleasure. So Yaj Tox is here. He's standing closest to the fire. Lilith, you're here just behind him in between the tents. Gimbal is next to you. Shorewind is next to you. And we still have Millie, Ashrin, and Brim over by the horses, dealing with the tacking and the setup of the camp.
Lilith will come sit beside Yaj on the ground, legs crossed by the fire. And then she'll kind of like rummage through her pockets and pull out that string again, kind of just looking at it through the fire. She won't look at Yash per se. She'll be just looking at the string. But she'll talk to him, but not look at him. As she kind of sits down, she kind of like, with the waft of, I'm sure, his smell by the fire, cooking by the fire, she'll say to him, Yash, on your travels, do you ever pick up interesting items? Things you find?
You see, he laughs, and for the first time, you see a bit of almost an abashed response. He rubs his forehead. It seems I have perhaps Yash is a bit too much for some of your members of your party. I can understand my ways are not the ways of the pale northern humans, or even the ogre, half ogre. I don't mean to be unkind. But I am glad you have come to speak with me, and your beauty. I do not mean to be unkind when I speak only of Millie, for you are also quite beautiful, but there is I don't know, something which almost is reminiscent in the memories of Yash that I see with Millie. But you are also quite beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. Yash dissembles. Your question. Strange things I find in my travels. Of course, Yash, I have been all over the Flanness. I have found many interesting items. What is it you seek? Beautiful gemstones, magic items. No. Something more eclectic then. Tell Yash what you seek.
And she'll like go through her pockets and kind of pull out a couple of things. From her hand, you'll see a bird skull that she had gotten from Jeru. And some teeth in there as well, mixed in, some knuckle bones. She still has that empty hourglass from, what's his name? Burn.
What's his name?
Burn, it burns to say that. She just, and like you see like the string in her hand, so she's kind of showing Yash just like the random things that she has. Things like this.
You see his eyebrow arches a bit. He looks confused for a moment. Then he peers at you as the ambient light of the fire illuminates your face. Oh, forgive, Yash. I did not see this at first. You are one of the Greyhawk, yes?
Yes.
I may have something of interest to you. Let me wait until the light of the sun comes out and illuminates the many, many packs of Yashtaks and the things I have to look through. I may have something which you will like.
Yash, another question. Where you come from? Is it normal to smell so pungent?
What is this word pungent you use? Perhaps you refer to the oils that Yash applies, which are so alluring to the women.
Oh yes, alluring.
I have traveled many places. Along the Nirdiv, I have been to the great city, the free city of Greyhawk, as all of my people are often. But Yash has traveled all the length of the Flanness. These are wonderful spices and oils that I have found from the far areas of the Pomarge, and some that I have taken even from Ket. Never underestimate what those who are not like you can produce to create beautiful tastes, smells, and visions and sights. Yash is a traveler of the world, and I am glad you appreciate what I have.
Appreciate is a word. And she'll like kind of like go through her pockets and she'll bring out that pot that she got from Veterum, that smells like sweet rolls, and she'll open it up and she'll hand it to him. She's like, this is the kind of smells that I prefer. It's not an oil per se, but I think similar to what you're kind of wearing.
I'm sorry, and so I watched it. That's which thing are you giving him?
No, I'm just letting him smell that pot of
fragrance.
The fragrance of the sweet roll that she got from Veterum.
Oh, yes, he says, okay, yeah. All right, he takes it, he wafts it. You wish yours to smell like a harlot in a house of ill repute. This is the scent of sweets or women. This is not how a man should smell. And he
I'm not
passes it
saying
back
that
to
it's
you.
how you should smell. I'm just saying that I enjoy this smell, just like you enjoy your smell. Smell?
He looks at you. He like clearly he's trying to gauge whether or not you're messing with him. But eventually he kind of nods and smiles. I think I take your point, Lilith.
And then she'll take it back and she'll put it behind her ear while looking right at him, like.
He says, now this makes more sense for a woman to have the sweetness.
Yes.
To smell like something which a man would want to devour. I understand this, but not for Yash.
I'm pretty sure the word that you used was harlot, was it
Perfume was invented to avoid bathing. You see, it's tough to tell in the darkness and the firelight with his swarthy skin, but you get the distinct impression you've actually made Yaj blush.
Okay.
And he looks at you. It does not happen often, but every once in a while, Yaj will misspeak, and I clearly have misspoken. I only meant to say that this is not something a man should be wearing, but it is nothing like a harlot upon you, Lilith.
Okay. And then she'll just kind of sit back down and kind of turn back at the fire, and then put the pot of fragrance away and bring out that string again, just kind of inspecting it.
All right, you hear him kind of mumbling to himself, like you are the first person that has actually gotten him to be a little bit unsure of himself. And so now we're going to go to Millie. What are you doing?
All right, so now that I have the horses all taken care of, I'm actually going to look around and notice that Shorewin's sitting by himself, cleaning his armor, so I'm going to go sit by him.
All right, you walk over to Shorewin, you sit, and Brim, you finished all those other activities. What are you doing now?
I already ate some food. I'm actually probably going to dip into my rations a little bit to try and have some sort of like, not vegetable, but something different other than just meat for the evening.
All right, now are you staying sort of amongst the outskirts of the area here with the horses? Are you moving in where the tents and bedrolls are?
I'll sit at the fire with Yaj across from, or to Yaj's left if Lilith is on his right.
Yep. Right there. Makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. So you move and you sit beside Yaj. As you lumber over, he gives you a nod, and you didn't really hear the exchange. They were kind of quiet by the fireside, but you see a more thoughtful look on Yaj's face than you've seen before, as though something has caused him pause.
Doing all right?
He almost looks startled, which is surprising given that you're, 7.5 feet tall and just lumbered right past him. But it's almost like he didn't see you. His head shoots up. Oh, forgive me. He leans over. I do not like to cause offense to the women, and I think I have done this more than once now in the last day. It appears that the ways of the Northerners and the Greyhawks are not as my Rennie women, and I must, perhaps yours must be, how do they say, more self-aware.
Well, I'm definitely not the best one to ask about lady stuff.
Of course not. You are so right. I should not have done that. Forgive me. Yash, it is like asking you to knit a tiny little bit of yarn. It is not possible for your giant fingers.
He kind of tilts his head slightly and just like doing his best when a child like says something you're like,
Yeah, that is the point. But I would say probably don't be as direct. Or you're kind of like your perfume coming on a bit strong. Just be yourself more. It's not about getting them,
and he kind of blushes a bit.
you into, Close in that sort of manner. It's about them getting to know you. It's hard to like someone if you can't trust them.
And he's going to start unrolling his bedroll by the fire.
All right, so as you say this, and yes, you're exactly right, John, Dragon Crafting Kid. So poor Yaj was just having a solo barbecue, and a group comes by and hates on his smell. He didn't seek you guys out, you came to him. But I love it, it is so much fun. All right, so, and yes, there was some shade thrown there. He looks at you and says, You seem not to understand. I am myself. This is Yaj. I try to be nothing but what I am, and this is what I am. If it is not desired, I understand, but I don't understand.
Brim rolls it out and kind of plops onto his butt, crisscrosses his legs, and kind of keeps eating once he's finished his palate, or once he has swallowed.
You use a lot of bright words, a lot of fancy talk. Just talk. Don't stop being yourself. But we also gotta know more about you to like you more, I guess. It's hard to like someone when all you know is their perfections. You gotta see the cracks in the statues.
He taps his chin. Before Yaj responds, I'm always sensitive when other players are sort of sitting around for a second. So anyone want to say anything, do anything while this conversation is happening? Or are you just enraptured by this conversation?
Is Gimbal within? Can he hear it? Can he hear the conversation?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not whispering in particular. So this is Gimbal here for our viewers. Gimbal, you're behind the bedrolls. Again, these bedrolls and tents are courtesy of Satrascorn. Bill, the master crafter. Thank you so much, Bill. So you're just probably 6 feet behind Yaj and 10 feet away from Brim. Brim's voice carries. You hear everything.
So he's currently going through his spell book, studying it, looking at it, trying to figure some things out. And he has this, brief memory of, the time that Brim had asked him to bathe him, and the confusion that rolled on until he asked him to use magic. And he'll just flick his hand up towards Yaj. I think there's a unanimous unliking of the smell. And so he'll just utter a few words and in like a wiping motion as if he's using a rag, and try to use prestidigitation to remove the oils.
You cast your prestidigitation, and there is suddenly a cleansing of the air. Yaj himself seems not to notice. Perhaps his olfactory senses are blunted by the constant presence of these oils. He feels a bit of tingling. The insects at night, they are so strong here in the desert. I feel something upon me. But the rest of you notice that the scent goes away.
Lilith will be sitting by the fire, kind of looking at her string, and then just kind of go like...
As you nod, no! Yes! Yaj looks over. I see, I told you, it would just take a bit of time to get used to the sense of Yaj. Once you are acclimated and the masculine scents that he wears, they begin to call to, do they not?
Yes, just like the harlot scent.
Forgive me, I misspoke. I apologize 1,000 times 1,000 to all of the sails and the ropes that cover the near Div with the ships of the Renee. I apologize upon all of them. I did not mean anything to be disrespectful to you.
And she'll kind of dig in her bag and she'll pull out one of the teeth that she has. She has a full set, minus a molar, and she'll give it to Yaj.
He holds out his hand hesitantly. Is this some kind of matrimonial proposal from a Greyhawk? Is this like? I must tell you, I find you beautiful, but you are not the one for me.
No, not matrimonial. Just gifting to a friend.
A gift of friendship. Oh, this. He seems relieved. He tucks it away, and he gives you another look. All right, so back to you, Brim. Your question again was. Right. I'm like a waiter, man. I caught you right in mid-chew.
I can't remember.
Hold on, I'm laughing at the chatters. That's awesome.
Well, he
Yeah.
Well, he thinks about that. Gimbal seeing the exchange between, obviously the lack of the smell, and then his emphasis and all that with the tooth, and he'll again under his breath he'll cast another cantrip. He'll just say, "Hand from the air, let the hand guide my touch," and he'll create his mage hand right behind Yaj, and intentionally keep it behind him. Out of curiosity, is mage hand visible to other people?
Yes.
Okay, so he'll very much keep it behind Yaj and low, kind of like a child trying to stay behind someone. But when Yaj looks away from Lilith, the hand will caress the shoulder. When Yaj looks away from Brim, the hand will caress the shoulder and just stay behind him until it's like, he'll do this a couple times and then let the hand go.
Does Brim or Lilith see this?
Oh yeah, everybody but everybody but Yaj, because it's right behind his back. So
how big is this hand?
Yeah, I mean it's a good-sized hand. I can't give you the exact dimensions. You can look it up in the spell, but it's not a hand. It's a big hand. It pops up behind him. So again, this is Brim here. Hey, Mr. Potato Butt, thank you for the cheer. Ashrin sees it. Lilith sees it. Everybody sees it except for Yaj, because it's right behind his back, right here. And as the hand appears behind him, he turns back to Brim. What is it you're asking of Yaj again, my friend? My large and half-bred friend. Oh, is half-bred offensive? I did not mean it that way. It is,
Try to offend me, it's fine. I am seeing the hand. Lilith, do you have any idea what I was saying?
Oh, you were talking about cracks and letting him be more personable, less smelly, I think. I think that's what you said.
Right, that's...
He snaps his fingers. He looks over at Lilith above all puts him off, like off his balance. He doesn't know how to respond to her. And when she says this, he kind of looks like he wants to snap back, but he stops. And I do not believe he said I smell bad. But yes, this idea of, I believe the word you are seeking is, Yaj appears to be too magnificent. And that perhaps you would wish in your silly northern ways or your ogreish ways that I should be more, vulnerable.
Approachable. Vulnerable isn't the right word I'm looking for. Just approachable. Like, it's hard. You know you are a magnificent man, and you've tried climbing a cliff before. Have you tried climbing one when there's no cracks?
You mean
Can't.
You mean a cliff with utterly smooth? No one could climb such a thing.
And that's how you look to us, an utterly smooth cliff. How do you climb a cliff you don't? We need to get to know you more, to be able to like you, to be able to trust you. Hell, we've been backstabbed a dozen of times.
Roll d20 for me, please, Josh, and add your diplomacy, as pitiful as it is.
Freaking.
Minus your diplomacy.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
It's only a -1, thankfully. That's a 15.
A 15. Okay.
I think it's only
You see Yaj, he rubs his chin. Yes, Grape Ape, this is Yaj's campsite. They've come in here and just thrown all kinds of shade at him on his own campsite.
He invited us.
He invited us in.
He invited the shade. He asked for it.
That's what everyone who throws shade says.
That's true.
He was rude to Brim. He earned this shade.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, so he leans over, he looks around, he says, "You are wiser than perhaps your immense appearance might first belie. Yaj, I am indeed Rene. I grew up in the docks and I worked on ships, many ships across the near the Fierce City. I lost my parents at a young age. I learned to survive for myself, and I learned that you are what people think you are. You are what you portray yourself to be. If you look weak, you are picked on. You are punished. If you look strong, people stay away from you. I have found with the women, if they think you are confident and you feel what you are, they will come to you. If you look, how you say, scared, they will not. And more than this, I long for something more than my Rene family had. And so I have traveled, and I do not lie to you when I say I've traveled across the Flyness. I have seen many things. My tales to you are not lies. But I have also seen many pains and many troubles. I have seen many sorrows. But I do not lead with this. Who wants to speak to one who complains of his troubles and tells of his burdens? I have never desired this. Is this what you call approachable, was the word you use?
Brim breaks off some of the kind of biscuit that he was eating on and hands it over to him and goes,
That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I think we all wanted to hear.
as he kind of looks around, seeing whoever is listening.
He looks baffled. Like he takes the biscuit from your hand, and you can see he is totally confused by this conversation.
And sorry, just because we're on the topic, I've never really seen the sea, and so I'm not really understanding. I know that's large. I've seen maps, but Millie,
Yes, dear.
you were on the sea as well, or were you on lakes or rivers?
The vast sea. It is the best place to be in the entire world.
And he actually gets a bit of a serious face for a second.
Millie, what was that one boat that you've been looking for?
Ah, yes. Well, there are two ships that I am connected to. One, the one that I sailed on, as you've heard. Yes, my father's ship, I do believe, is the one you're asking about. Yes, it was called the Crimson Rose.
Brim, Lilith, I'll roll for Ashrin. Brim and Lilith, both of you roll d20, please. Add your perception.
Good nat 20.
Really?
Yeah?
Ah!
22?
No, I haven't rolled.
Okay.
Jesus
Nat 1!
Oh, yay!
So that comes to a -1.
Okay.
Oh,
My perception.
All right. So there are two things that happen here simultaneously.
Okay.
One, as this conversation is happening, you, Lilith, you see Yajtak's eyes. They begin to go wide. He stares. He starts to turn over his shoulder as the hand of Gimbal is touching one shoulder. His head snaps around the other way. Thank you for that fumble, Brim, because that sort of belies, as he's touched and caressed on one shoulder, he flips around. There was some realization, there was some moment happening here. It is broken as he turns and sees this magical hand behind him. Oh, what is this? He jumps up. We are attacked! And he pulls out his sword and plunges it into the mage hand.
The hand will just.
What's that? It vanishes or what?
No, it just waves.
It waves. He plunges it again. To my aid! We are attacked!
Brett just pulls up his greatsword like, come on! It's just, yeah.
The hand will go over to slap Brim.
Oh.
Does it literally slap?
It can't do squat for damage.
No, but it can give a.
Yeah.
All right,
it
Brim,
can give a left tap.
you see the hand. It rises up. It moves away from Yaj Tox, and it applies a smack to your face.
All right. And he like sticks the sword into the ground. Let's go.
Lilith will slowly stand up from her seated position with her legs crossed. She stands up. She makes no effort to dust herself off as usual, and kind of looks at Gimbal, like.
He'll just.
All right. You see, once he stabs twice, Yaj steps back as he watches it slap Brim's face, and he arches a brow. We are deceived by arcane chicanery. Yaj can handle this. He snaps his fingers. Gimbal, you see a dispel magic that comes from the hand of Yaj Tox. You feel it touch your mage hand. This is the first time you've seen him actually display any arcane power, but it is clear, and it is a strong, you feel a rebuke, almost like a rubber band snapping back on you. As he snaps his fingers, the mage hand vanishes. His eyes turn toward you, Gimbal. Why do you play games with Yash? I have only been kind and welcomed you to my fire. I have been a host to you. You seek to mock me. I am not ignorant of arcane ways.
Lilith will stand up and kind of put her hand on his shoulder, like an actual hand.
All right.
And
as you do this, by the way, quick. I don't know if he was on earlier, but I want to say hi to Bill Satrascorn, Bill the Master Crafter. I shouted him out earlier. That's his fire. These are his tents that we're using tonight, and I just wanted to make sure he knew that we had shouted him out. All right. You lay your hand on Yaj. You feel him stiffen. There's actually quite a massive muscle under that cloak as you touch it.
Pay no mind to Gimbal. He plays tricks on us all. It's not something negative towards you, Yaj. More of like a friendly gameplay. As you can see, he clearly just slapped Bryn in the face.
He'll wash your feet one day and slap you in the face the next.
We all have our quirks.
I think that's the point Brim was making, Yaj. Right? You stood up to defend us, and he stood up to defend you. That's the joy of friendship.
He says, I must confess, you are a strange fellowship of companions. He casts another glance at Millie, different than he was looking at her before. Something puzzling in his eyes. I grow tired. It is not easy to maintain this level of charm. I must rest. And he steps into the tent that he had already erected without saying another word.
Hey, Yaj.
He stops as he's closing the flap. You just see his face kind of peeking out.
Thank you.
He nods at you, Brim, and steps back inside the tent. You're now left alone. The fire still crackles. The embers are still strong. There's probably a good 2 or 3 hours left in the fire. The 3/4 moon I described last time is now almost midway in the sky. You think you're probably still a good 6-7 hours from dawn. What do you do? Romance in the air, Mark Views. Shut up.
I do believe we should take our watches and get some rest. It has been a very long day.
Agreed.
Millie?
Yes, dear. By the way, how is your head?
It's still a little sore. I'm pretty sure it's a little off.
Did the whiskey help at all? At least with the pain?
Oh, yes.
Good.
I'll probably take another swig before I have
Well, we did finish the whiskey, but I do still have the brandy, so...
Ooh, sure. Millie, sorry. Did you see his face, Yaj's face, when you mentioned the ship?
I did not catch it. There was a bit of commotion that happened very quickly following that.
It was very odd. Seems like he might have known something.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Worth asking about?
Yes, perhaps in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Anything else anyone is doing before we go rest?
I'm going to turn to Shorewin since I sat down next to him, and I'm going to say, will you take watch with me tonight?
Yes, I can do that. He doesn't look up, though, when he says that. He continues to clean the remnants of bone mass and blood off of his armor.
As you're doing this, Ashrin, she leans over. First time she's spoken tonight. She's just been watching everything. And she says, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. And she looks over at Millie like she's still cautious around her. But I don't think he's that bad. He seems to be quite kind to us, and he has opened his own campsite to us and has offered his aid. Perhaps we should be more like Brim and kinder to him.
Ashwin, dear, have him come on to you and take it from that perspective for a moment. He has been quite aggressive in his behaviors toward me, and I don't take very kindly to that. I am very particular on how I handle things. So,
forgive me, I think I take your meaning, but come on, I don't know what
in his approach to his way of speaking to me has been a little out of line.
Forgive me, Millie. Did he lay his hands upon you when I was not looking?
No. But he makes implications that I do not take kindly to.
His admiration of your beauty?
He speaks greatly of his behaviors with his lovers.
So it is his compliments of you and his boldness about his own sense of worth that makes you feel like you have been assaulted.
Not assaulted, I just don't take kindly to it, dear.
Ashrin, may I ask you a question?
She looks over. Of course, Shoran, anything.
In the past several days, I feel as if we've had run-ins with a variety of situations that have caused harm to one, two, or many of us.
She
I
nods.
believe that caution is best. Let us be true with ourselves. How well do you know this Yaj? Obviously, you all have had dealings with him before, but this is the first time that I have come in contact with the real one, apparently. And until he proves himself, as I had to with this group of what I consider friends now, I think we should be cautious.
She looks over at you. She nods. When she looks back up, you see there's some sadness in her face, and she says, I can make no vouching for this Yashtax. Neither can I say he has done aught wrong to us. What I will say is, you are right. We have faced many horrible creatures. We have been confronted. We have been attacked. And I think at every turn, I have been an aid and I have offered healing. She just turns away and she walks to a bedroll. She slumps down and says no more. Soon, unless Lilith, unless you have anything else to say, all right. So soon it is now camp, and you are set up for the watch, and it is but Shorewin and Millie. And thank you again, Mad Chatters. You guys are awesome tonight. Good to see all of you. We'll talk about our giveaways in a second. Millie, you're next to Shorewin. You see he's meticulously cleaning his armor. He appears almost flustered by the amount of blood, bits of entrail that he's carving out of small niches in the etching on his armor.
Can I aid you, sir?
He pauses for a moment. All right. He removes his gauntlets and sets them down next to Millie, and then reaches back inside his armor into the pouch that is in there and grabs another rag that he keeps with him and hands it to her.
And as soon as he hands the rag to Millie, she's just going to kind of set to work looking down. I do believe that I must say thank you for many things. Your aid of Lilith today in particular was very much appreciated by myself. And as you have been part of this group, I am very glad to have you among us. But I also have noticed that you have been a little reserved as of late, and for good reason. But I just wanted to make sure that you are quite all right. I mean, we had the conversation when we sparred a few days past. So I thought I perhaps might see how you were faring.
Shorewin pauses for a moment on the piece that he's currently shining, his sabatons. And he's gathering his thoughts before he continues. I will be honest with you. And he continues his cleaning as he talks. When I traveled out here, when I decided to come and search for my sister, I had planned on doing it completely by myself. I could not ask others to help me search for someone that I care about and put themselves in danger. I thank you, and I mean when I say that since I met you, a lot has changed in the way I view things. When Byrne confronted me regarding Winston, I took it not only as how I should protect Winston, but even when on my own mission, I should protect those around me. There are not a lot of things that can be said to a cavalier to change the way we work. We are prone to charge into battle and fight at the front of the line and keep those that are unable to protect themselves safe. But Burn has changed part of how I view this. No longer is it about merely protecting any and all of those, but this group has sat upon my heart in a way that I have not had people sit upon my heart in a very long time. It is the reason I rushed into the inn to get us moving. When Byrne mentioned the danger that we were in, the first thing I thought about is how to keep you all safe. And I immediately moved on that purpose. He takes a moment. So my reserve is no longer... It is not meant to be off-putting. But as we continue this travel, at least partially to search for my sister, I worry about the welfare of all that I'm traveling with now. And as such, I tend to, rather than talk and speak, focus on watching the area that surrounds us. And with that, he stops and just continues cleaning the blood and entrails off his sabatons.
And Millie takes all that in for a moment, and then as she continues working at, I do very much hope that we can find your sister. I am acutely aware of how important a sister is to us. And as someone who has not seen or talked to hers in a very long time, I think it's important to make sure that no matter where we are, our closure is had, and things are answered, whatever those things might happen to be. So yes, I hope greatly that we are able to find her. For your sake, if nothing else. And then I just kind of go, Millie just kind of goes back and works a little more at the spot.
All right. So with that, well done both of you, and we will go ahead and move to the watch checks for random encounters. Always fun in D&D. I don't normally talk about that, but it's fun to just sort of open the kimono, as they say, a little bit. You take your first watch, and it goes blessedly uneventfully. Who takes second watch?
Gimbo will. I don't know if anyone wants to join him, but Gimbo will.
Lilith will join him.
All right, Gimbal and Lilith. The two of you now are out by the fire. You see Shorewin still grumbling over. He's put most of the armor away. He's got one of his shoulder pauldrons, and he's still kind of polishing. And he seems almost obsessive about what he's doing as he mutters and crawls into his bedroll. Millie is already snuggling into a tent and falling asleep. The two of you are out there. Are you saying anything to one another, or just taking watch?
Lilith will just take watch. Before Sherwin goes into his tent, she'll just call him. Sherwin?
Yes?
Do you want me to do that while you're sleeping?
I appreciate it, but for tonight in these lands, I'm going to keep my armor on.
Fair.
It is, I think, safer For now, I appreciate the offer, though.
No problem. I don't think I'd be that great at it anyway.
One favor I would like to ask you. Can you check on Winston? He's been fine so far, but I just want to make sure that he continues to feel comfortable in these surroundings.
Of course.
Thank you.
And she'll go over to Winston as promised and kind of just...
You walk over to Winston, and the first thing you notice is he's still clad in full armor. He's sweating. He's kind of seems like he's chafing and uncomfortable.
She'll go up and she'll try it. She doesn't know if it'll work, but she'll just say, "Burn?" Exactly like that. Very confused with a question mark at the end.
You say it and nothing happens. And Terry, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe you unburned him last time. So if I forgot something, correct me.
Didn't. No,
I don't believe you did. Yeah. So
okay, so sorry, go ahead.
So you say this, and you see Winston's head snaps up with like a look of gratitude in his eyes, but nothing happens.
Okay. What? I'll be right back. And she'll kind of like scruff him up a little bit if she can, and then she'll go over and I guess she can't not whisper at the tent. Sherwin.
By the way, Mark Hughes, Sherwin needs to read the pet manual. You left him in the car with the windows up. Sorry, that's my one anachronism for the night. All right, so you hear the plaintive voice of Lilith outside your tent.
And in the first instance, he just starts to open his eyes, and then he realizes somebody's calling him. So he immediately jumps up, grabs his sword and his shield, jumps out and looks. What's going on?
Oh.
Is there something here?
No. Winston is still in his armor. He looks a bit uncomfortable. I tried to say the magic word, but it didn't work. Can you just do it before you rest? Sorry, I didn't mean to make you.
It is fine. I apologize for coming out in quite a uproar. Burn.
You say the word, and immediately the armor vanishes as you've seen before. Winston's coat is lathered in sweat. His mane is completely slicked back against his neck. His tail is limp along his haunches. He looks over at you with grateful eyes, and you can see he's panting like he's thirsty.
Oh, it's okay, Sherwin. Just I'll take care of him. You go rest.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're going to conclude the evening there. We're going to go to break. I'm going to talk about our giveaways, but I also need to. I love having sort of the comment of the night so far, and I didn't want Roberts to go to waste. Phantom. Billage guest, put your senses to the test. Wrap some clothing, Roger, no Cherie, but bathing him would be best.
I love that.
Well played. Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Somebody say something? All right. So tonight, you're going to have your choice. We're going to do our first giveaway right now before we go to break. You're going to get one of these really cool laser cut blue box. I should hold up here so you can see the dragon tail. Blue box Christmas ornaments. These will go out tomorrow, so it'll be here in time for it to be on your tree Christmas Day. And then we're going to do two more after the break, and the grand prize tonight will be either a hoodie, a mug, or one of these slick old mouse pads. These things are awesome, and so let me quickly get set up. You once, all should want. Now brush that horse. Yes, exactly, Tim. I appreciate the physical protection, but there needs to be some sort of conscious effort put into caring for your steed as much as your armor.
Ouch. Wow.
Sorry, that was tough, huh? I should have.
At least I'm not Yash, right? Right.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so your keyword tonight is going to be !Christmas. Hold on, not yet. Now, type !Christmas. And you will be entered into the giveaway we're going to do right now for our Christmas ornament. I'll type that in case you need to see it. And yes, no tree is complete And I promise, the dragon, while it will not breathe fire upon your tree and burn your house down. This is just an ornament. And we're going to give you just a few seconds so we can go to break. And we've got lots of Blue Box goodness coming up. This is Vivi's long night tonight. So we're good for at least another hour and a half.
6-7 hours.
Yeah, we'll be at least that. And also, shout out to not only all of our sponsors, but tomorrow night we have an incredible Lore Masters Arcanum. We're doing terrain building tomorrow night. And not just terrain building. And by the way, I got a terrain shout out I need to make in a moment. You guys might be noticing some things that are new on my table. I'm going to tell you about those in a second. But more than just terrain building, we have, where's the right tray here? I got too many trays. I got too much stuff all around me. I said the red one, right? Tomorrow night? Yes. Okay, there he is. Okay.
It was. Because
yeah.
it's also red.
That's right. So this Dragon Crafting Guild, the first Beholder tray that I've given away here, this thing is sick and wicked. We're going to give this away tomorrow night on our Lore Masters Arcanum. That will start at 5:30 Central instead of our normal 6 o'clock. We're going to go 90 minutes with Evelyn and with Vivi and with me, and we're going to talk all things about minis and terrain building. And we'd love to have any of you that do terrain building to pop in. Give you just another moment or so. Hey, Green Loon Turn, good to see you. Exclamation point Christmas. Type that real quick. I'm going to give you cross max. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. If you want a chance to win a Blue Box, and this will just be a straight giveaway. There's no rolling for this. A Blue Box Christmas ornament. These are wood, laser cut, super cool. Will look great on your tree. And giving you 10 seconds. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6. Hey, Greyhawk Mike, Constructing Chaos. Krenzalin. 3, 2, 1. Okay. The first, and we're going to do 2 more, plus our multi-option giveaway. And the first winner tonight is Rocks you got in, Fraley 17. Congratulations, Fraley. Now, if you did not win, do not despair. I'm doing 2 more after the break. Plus, I'm doing the big one, which is the option of a mouse pad, a hoodie, or a mug. And then more than that, fantastic role play, maybe some combat action. We shall see what happens. Maybe some secrets revealed. There's lots of nuance to what's happening tonight. Don't miss a single moment of Blue Box goodness. We'll leave our mics hot for the players to entertain our viewing audience on the break, and we will be right back. Congratulate Fraley. If you're not already, get in our Discord, DM me. We'll get you all that stuff out this week. All of our mail outs go out on Monday. Thank you for the patience of many of our viewers. If you're wondering, by the way, this is what the whole table looks like. So you can see I've got lots of room here. I've got some setup in the back. I'm not going to show you because the table goes after, but there's more behind that. And we got multiple cams set up. We got this guy over here.
Show where you die.
We've got lots of so many different ways to die.
There it is.
there.
Okay.
All right, and we will
achieve
be
level 5. It can happen.
we'll be right back. Blue Box break, one and only break.
Also, John, you said that not to worry about that dragon breathing fire, but it's a blue dragon, so you have to worry about the electricity.
Well, no, but the Blue Box, if you've not seen it, the dragon on Blue Box can breathe both lightning and fire. If
Oh,
you
dear.
Watch
It's
our
a hybrid.
transitions. The Blue Box
That
dragon
is
does
actually
both
terrifying.
electric and fire damage. That's right.
The mics hot, the players are cool, and Ashton Hard is black.
Like a bad cup of coffee.
Oh, that is terrible. I'm freezing in here.
Turn up your heat.
Stop being in Ashton's heart.
Wow.
No, the only one in Ashen saw it is Shorewood.
Oh, true.
Well, I do what
Well,
I
it
can.
sounds like she might like Yaj also.
Oh,
No.
gosh.
Who doesn't like Yash?
Who doesn't like
He smells
Yash?
better.
Yash.
Yes,
Yash
you
is a
did
good
actually
dude. You guys are
prove
so
the
mean
air.
to my NPCs. They
And
can't have
apparently
a
he's
little
magical,
flavor,
too.
you know. If they just have a little flavor, they get roasted. They got to I guess they got to be automatons, fall in line.
Yeah, they've got to be boring, John.
Exactly. I need to give you boring NPCs that just follow orders.
Yeah. We shouldn't ever have to roll. Don't make me do any more diplomacy checks. I beg you.
You killed
A
that
lot
one.
of those with a
Stealth.
negative.
You killed
I
that
am
one.
surprisingly doing good on those, and
You
only
are.
on those.
I mean, Brim kind of is the most diplomatic of most of us most of the
Well, the
time.
role play is, yeah, but the dice sometimes fight him, right? So
Yep.
he's very
Yep.
diplomatic with his role play, but that's more Josh than it is. All right. Oh no, he does not. I'm telling you, it's a warm, pleasant smelling cologne. It's just very strong. That's the only description I've given. I did not say it stunk. I did not say it smelled rotten or pungent. I just said it was
Yeah.
strong.
But admittingly so, there is some Axe, not much, but there is some that has a nice smell to it. But I've had Axe Wars, and not the cool Viking type.
Mm.
I have had Axe Wars,
Mm-hmm.
and pungent or strong
Mm-hmm.
is like,
I had a teenage brother.
hey, there you go.
I was in the middle school
I know what
locker
that
rooms.
smell is. And it is not a nice smell.
It's like, it's nice for the first, like, oh, that's a nice one when
Yeah,
you're
like,
15 feet away.
Yeah.
And then you get up close and, what? What is that?
This.
Oh, media tortilla, yeah.
What is this?
What is that?
That's what what is this?
It's
He's
his-
literally just.
It's his Instagram story from yesterday.
I just.
It's so good. Like, I've gotten so many responses on that story.
I watched through the second part and I was like dying.
I want to go refresh my coffee and use the restroom, but the chat is just awesome. I don't want to walk away from it. You guys are crazy. And hey, City Guard of Hebron, thank you so much for that feedback. That's useful. I'm constantly tweaking, but I think we're really honing in on this. It looks like the AV experience is getting better and better and better every week, and I'm very, very happy about that.
Can I show you guys something?
Of
Yeah?
course.
Yeah.
Things.
I
Only if it's
finally-
appropriate.
It is appropriate. I got this in the mail. I've been waiting for this forever. I have to turn off my background because otherwise you won't see it.
You see it. Yeah.
Okay, so I was waiting for this in the mail forever. I got this piece commissioned, and it's the Beholder Queen. And I literally gave him free reign. He does airbrushing. I said, do whatever you want. Just make me a Beholder Queen. All I ask for is a paintbrush.
Mhm.
And like, I'm just telling you guys,
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Oh
Holy
my
crap.
gosh.
Wow.
Okay,
That is amazing.
Okay, so twofold.
I
One,
like the crown on the eye stalk.
twofold. One, you have to give me one of those. Two, we have to show this after the break because all of our
Isn't
audience
that
right now is.
insane?
It is the
So
cool.
she's,
Oh my
she's got a
gosh.
paintbrush in her mouth here. On
I
the
would
side,
Right.
rock that.
And she's painting a beholder there.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh.
But like, look at that eye. Like that is
Yeah.
that's an airbrush. She did that with a goddamn airbrush.
I know, like
Isn't
Pinhead
that
saying it's
insane?
evil. We're taunting our viewers right now because they're
I
hearing
know.
how like we're all
Like,
like
look at
geeking
that.
out
Look
on
at
this
that
thing.
eye. He's like the mesmerizing eye.
We will. Okay.
God. Oh,
All right,
I
we'll
love
we'll
this so
show
much.
it to you after the break. So just stay with us for a couple of minutes. There's all
it's
kinds of
so
blue box
lovely.
goodness,
Man.
giveaways, cool stuff to show.
I
Man.
can't believe you're giving that away.
I'm giving it away. Are you kidding me?
No, she's giving it to me. You are.
What?
Especially because it's probably a medium. It's going to look so good on my frame. My shoulders are going to pop.
Vivi, thank you so much.
Get out of here! Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna have to turn my camera off. I should probably clean that up back there. So
Nah.
hang on 1 second.
So yeah, that's what I was saying about Terry when he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
I love Terry. He's just such a cool guy.
Well. I wouldn't go that far.
Lilith, Vivi has a house.
What?
Yeah, she doesn't.
she lived in a
doesn't
forest.
Actually live
I
in the
thought she.
forest.
Yeah, I thought she lived in the forest.
So you guys
I
want to?
fooled you all.
I mean, there is a tree back there.
There is a tree.
I was about to say something and then realized our mics are still hot. And thought
It's lit.
that's gonna
It's
be
probably
embarrassing. So I might say it anyways. I'll say it anyways.
Okay, say it anyway.
Oh,
But
no.
my chair is
Oh, no.
like the worst office chair ever. I simply bought it because it looked cool, and then I regretted it. And so it leans way back.
Mm-hmm.
I am short, but it leans way back.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned if I stick a blanket on my chair, like a phone book concept,
Yeah.
it really helps.
How tall are you, Rory?
How tall do you think I am?
I don't know. I
size.
thought you were super tall. Like, that's why I was like, I thought you were like 5'10", 5'11".
1.5 gimbal standard units.
So they call me 10. They called me 10. Asked us a question. What do you guys think of the having role play crits and fumbles?
Well, I do it all the time in my campaigns.
Yeah, so do I.
With
As
that
long
voice
as they don't
crack.
get in the way of the game, I'm all for.
Yeah. Of course, not all the time that it'll be
Yeah.
a good crit for like you roll a nat 20 and I'm like, okay, well, you're talking to an ancient dragon, you're still gonna have to add your modifier to that. But in most situations, I'm like, yeah, totally. Nat 20, whatever it is, let's go with it. And then I'll kill you.
And then
Sorry, what
there's
are
just
you eating?
sometimes.
I feel like we're having dinner together.
I know. I'm having pizza,
Ooh, what kind of pizza?
Tortino's,
Ooh.
cheap cardboard pizza because I was hungry. He's having pralines though. What a bastard!
What's
I
a praline?
legitimately looked at that and I thought it said poutine.
Chewy poutine.
And Set Monkey, you were close. I'm 5'3".
Really? I mean, that's cool.
Wow.
I didn't mean to sound that surprised. I'm sorry.
I'd imagine, Josh, that you're like 5'10", 5'11".
That's what a lot of people think. A lot of people think I'm 5'10" or 5'11".
I feel like Josh is 6'1".
And the answer,
Yes?
Josh?
My mouth was full. Sorry, give me a second.
Amanda
Um,
said 6'1" also.
I am 6'4".
Oh, see, still
Wow.
tall. See, that's why you thought.
No, I'm 6. I'm 6'2".
See,
Oh,
so
wow,
that's
we're
why
close.
you thought I was tall. Is because you're tall.
Yeah, and I feel like you and I get along, so we must be the same height.
Right. In
No,
boot
it's
camp, you
not.
want to hear something great?
Josh is 7'4".
In boot camp, I was one of the, or no, second to shortest person. There's about 120 of us in my platoon. I was second to shortest. I had the top rack, mandatory, while the tallest guy had the bottom rack.
What platoon were you in?
Echo.
Okay.
Easy Echo.
Where did you? Wow.
MCRD.
Gotcha.
Pendleton.
Gotcha.
Ain't no Hollywood Marine when you gotta hike up freaking mountains, so
Hey man.
I still don't want the sand fleas, but I
yeah.
had mountains.
Yeah, I was planning on going to Paris Island when I was looking into it. and-
Yeah, sand fleas would suck.
Ugh.
10 out of 12 weeks of boot camp, I had shin splints.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Gosh. Also, John's too tall. Literally, right as he gets back, I say this.
How tall are you, John?
You said I'm too
6'4".
tall?
How
I'm
tall
just
are you,
I'm
John?
just under 6'4". I'm a little over 6'3".
See, that way he can ride the dinosaurs.
Ah, okay, that's where this is going.
Terry.
Oh, Tim is 6'3". Oh, we're measuring in gimbal standard units though. That's the way we have to roll this. So
Oh yeah, how tall is Gimbal again? It's like 3.5 feet.
3'1".
he's 3'1". So I'm just over 2 GSUs. I'm like 2.1 GSUs.
I'm exactly 2 Gimbal standard units.
Small man.
Oh man, big heart.
All right. So let's come back from the break again. Congratulations to our first winner. We've got a couple more. Let's do one more real quick. Type ! Christmas again, please. We'll do one more before we resume the action. And I want to show you something here while that's getting set. So ! Christmas if you want a chance to win the ornament. And if you did win the first
I
Katniss.
I totally felt your panic eating too. I was like, oh no!
Right?
Bribe the DM with homemade goodies. That's a good idea. All right, so tomorrow night we're talking about terrain. And I mentioned to you all I was going to give a shout out. Thank you, Tim. That is for
Rory.
For Rory. Nice.
Huh?
Congrats, Rory.
Tim gave you
Great.
3 advantages.
Semper Fi. All right,
Thank
so
you.
you've seen this battle map before. What you have not seen now is these new Cron Hills. These Cron Hills were created in the last 48 hours by none other than Cade Cardinal, or my wife. So she is now helping create not just blue box shirts, but look at this cool terrain. Looks like the scrublands of the Cron Hills, complete with brush and jagged edges and different. Isn't that pretty cool? I mean, it's so neat to have this kind of stuff that we can lay down. And a lot of it I pay for, but when I can get it, and it's stuff, yeah, Cron Hills by Crom. By Crom. Little Conan there for you.
Yeah.
But it's a really neat setup, and I am so thankful. Yeah, thanks everybody. All right, exclamation point Christmas. We're going to give away an ornament. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I don't care if there's only 5 of you in there. We're giving away 1 more of these, and then the big giveaway.
You got this.
And we got a lot of role play to go here. And thank you, Mad Chatters. We've had a great night tonight. We've already had a level 5. I've never seen a level 5 hype train get to like 287%. I don't know what that is. Like, it's probably like a level 8. But it was fantastic. And we're gonna give you 10, 9, 8. Type exclamation point Christmas. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom. Lord Forth!
Lord Forth!
Oh, congratulations, Lord Forth!
Like how it goes right over my face.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I'm the only one spared.
I'm sorry about that. That should be down here. My bad.
No, I look good. Hold on.
It's a good way for everybody to see that it's fair, though. They can see how I do this on the Nightbot. Lord Forth, congrats. Now so this is coming to you. I have your info, so don't sweat it. We have 1 more that we're giving away tonight, and then we will be doing our bigger giveaway, which is the mug, the mouse pad, or the hoodie. And oh, by the way, that will also include an ornament, so you'll get 2 items in that giveaway. All right. It is now morning. The watches have passed uneventfully. Golly, gotta go get that button. The watches have passed uneventfully. And as you wake, the morning sun is bright but cool and does little to drive away the chill of the increasingly cold early winter, late autumn air. The fire has since gone out, and only the pile remains as everybody kind of rumbles slowly out of their tent. The lighting is actually, let me go to this one. It's not quite as bright as, I do have my phone. It's not quite as bright as full morning. I'll go ahead and do that. But there is now a wind, chill blowing through the air as Yaj Tox comes walking out of his tent. Thank you, Dirty Davey, for the sub. Yaj Tox comes walking out of his tent. You see again that he looks uncertain of himself, as though you've not seen, in a way that you've not seen him before. He walks over. He begins rolling up his bedroll. He begins breaking down his tent here, and as the wind blows chill, I turn it over to you. What do you do?
Yes. Would you like any help packing up?
He looks over at you. It is not as necessary to help Niaj with these things. I can handle, but should I require giant boulders to be moved or horses to be thrown over yonder walls, I will certainly call upon you, my friend.
I will take that as a compliment.
As you should. As he steps out of the tent, you do feel the wind carrying the wafting scent of fresh oils that he has applied. They are strong as ever. Kind of a combination of a scent of like a musk, along with something like fresh green, like pine, mingled with it, but very powerful. He goes about rolling up his garments.
Is Ashern up?
Yes, Ashrin is up. She looks a little bit somber as she's up. Thank you, Moondog, for the resub, sir. She's actually walked over and she's tending to the horse that's pulling the cart.
All right, Shorewind's gonna walk over to Ashrin. Ashrin.
She looks up. She's pulling at the halter. She's brushing out his mane. What is it, Shorewin?
I want to apologize. I spoke with Millie last night, a bit after everyone had gone to bed. And I explained some things regarding why I have been a bit quiet with the group as of late. And I want you to understand that you are as valuable to this group as any other member of it. I don't want you to feel as if there is some sort of underlying tension, underlying I don't know how to describe it. But know that your heals have more than once saved me from what could possibly have been a much worse fate than where I am right now.
You see, she looks surprised as she keeps tending to the horse as you're talking to her. She doesn't look at you. When she finally turns to look at you, you see there are tears sort of brimming, not falling, but just collecting at the bottom of her eyes. And she says, Shorwin, those words mean much to me, but I confess I do not think you speak for the group. I do not think that Millie has any liking for me and does not want me here.
I think with Millie, like myself, there are things in the past that affect how she relates to people. Know that regardless of how any other member feels about you, without your help, I do not think I would be here today. And so know that you have my sword. If any harm were to ever come to you, I would stand in front of it, just as I would with each of the other members of this group.
So hold on, Lilith. Not yet, because you're actually just so no one else is really hearing this yet. This is just the two of them. I'm going to have you make a diplomacy check for me, please, Shorwin.
I'm glad you said diplomacy.
The wind is picking up a bit now. It is quite chill.
That's a 16.
All right, a 16. You see, she tries to look away, but one of her eyes, the tear sort of wells up big enough that one single drop falls down her cheek. She just gently reaches out, lays a hand on your greave, and says, I thank you, Shorwin. Your words mean very much to me, and I am grateful. I see that it is much to deal with all of your armor and your steed. If you would like, I would be happy to tend to Winston in the evening, to brush him and to make sure that he is cared for.
I appreciate that, and I would appreciate the help. Though, truthfully, be mindful that Lilith may want to assist as well. I believe there's a fondness between her and most animals, and I believe Winston has taken a liking to her as well. But know that Winston is a good steed and will enjoy a good brushing by just about anyone's hand that I trust. And as such, I trust you, and Winston will know that.
No, I understand this completely. I mean, no offense to Lilith. I just simply noticed that he was untended to last night, and no one seemed to think of him. So, if this is something that...
Are you telling me? I'm sorry, are you telling me
No,
that
you're not there. You can't hear this. You can't hear this.
and not tended to him the entire night?
You can't hear this. You can't hear this. You have to play this straight, okay? You have no idea, so you can't metagame this. You can't come back and the next time you see her and hold this against her. You have no idea this conversation is happening. This is only between her and Shorewin. I will do nothing to step on anyone's toes. Just simply let me know if I can be of aid. And she pats the horse on the wagon one more time and she steps away. Now, everyone else is coming out of your tents. The wind is biting and cold. The sun is high and bright, but it's deceiving because it offers little warmth.
I didn't say this, but the reason I didn't take any of the watches is because I wanted to get up a little bit earlier, and Brim's been actually trying to follow in the same mannerisms as Shorewin as he's cleaning his armor. But of course, he still wouldn't have heard the conversation, not like I was trying to do that.
Right, I got you, okay. Yeah, you're over here on this side of the camp anyway, so.
Cool.
Quick question, John.
Yes, go ahead.
When she put her hands on my greaves, did she have to bend down to do that since those are my lower legs?
No, greaves can also be on the arms.
That's
No.
gauntlets.
No. The
Well-
gauntlet. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I.
That's
so the
Van
gauntlet
Brace.
goes here.
Van Brace,
Greaves
yeah,
covered
Van
this
Brace.
part of the forearm and this part of the.
No, that's Van Brace. I've got a picture of all the armor. I make sure I have my research up when I'm using terminology.
When you said Greaves, I was sat here like, man, she's going hard. She's making a move.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sherwin. You just lost 10,000 experience points, my friend. No.
Well, Shorewin's dead. You guys have a good night.
No, pauldrons are the shoulder. Okay, so everybody help me out here. Pauldrons are the shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I thought greaves could
rare
apply
brace?
to both these and that. So no, greaves are only on the shins.
Yeah,
These
only
are a
on the
van
shins.
brace. Of course,
So
I know what
it's
gauntlets are.
pauldron, rebrace, couture, van brace, gauntlets.
All right. We'll see how that affects your XP. It might actually help you. We'll see. But no, it was the van brace that she laid her
Van
hand
brace.
on. She did not bend down and grab your leg.
I figured that, but it was coming up in chat, and so I just like.
I was like,
Thank you, John. I'm corrected. She's got a leg thing. All right, let's bring this back on track. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody call it giggle fit, awful. Okay. All right, sorry everybody. We do play D&D here. All right, so everybody, you're breaking down the camp. Yaj has already broken down his tent and pulled up his bedroll. Lilith has, Ashrin is finished with the horses. Winston is gnawing on some scrubby grass here. What's everyone else doing?
Kimber will head over to
You got really quiet.
Yash. It's
I can't hear you. You're super quiet. All right, let's go to somebody else while he's figuring that out.
Yeah, so Millie's going to check her weapons and her belongings that she had on her last night. And then she's immediately going to go to the cart and make sure the chests are still there and still intact.
Everything is exactly as you left it and fully intact.
Alright, that's reassuring.
Shorewin's going to go over to Winston after having spoken with Ashrin, and he's going to check on Winston. We're going to see, how he's doing. I'm going to give him a little water, and just make sure he's doing okay.
Yeah. So as you do this, he looks good. He looks hale. He's been brushed out. He looks well kept, and he nuzzles you as you walk over to him. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Just in case I need to know. If I'm riding him without his armor on, can I say burn while riding him and the armor will appear below me?
You can try.
I knew he would say that. All right, cool.
You haven't done that yet. You don't know.
No, I know. All right. I'm good.
All right.
You guys
Anyone
hear me
else?
now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Gimbal will just go over it by, what's his name? Yaj. Just, like, kind of walking his way in awkwardly. Like, not sure if he's mad.
You walk over. You see Yaj, he's finishing rolling up his bedroll. He's slinging it over his back. You notice there's a deftness and a familiarity here, like he has done this 1,000 times 1,000 times. He is just so proficient with putting everything away, and it's like it's mechanical almost for him.
So, I didn't know you knew any kind of magic.
Hang on one second here. There is much you do not know about Yash. It is difficult to know something about a man when you do not ask him anything but what it is you wish to know about his knowledge of others. He's not looking at you, Brim. He's clearly still salty about the hand. It doesn't take much to figure that out.
Right. Weren't we asking you questions about you last night?
I'm sorry, the wind carries your tiny words away. What did you say?
And he'll just kind of stutter, like, gritting his teeth in his mind because he doesn't want to, because he just was having some fun. But he'll look at him and go, Yaj, I meant no offense, but I'm sorry if I caused any. I was just trying to have some fun.
The overlord said, all right, so let me have you roll diplomacy, please. And yes, it is a grumpy morning for everyone. They did wake up on the wrong side of the crons. Oh, okay. What'd you roll? Uh-oh.
1 and 2E were supposed to be roll low, so I joined. Because that's all I do.
Did you roll a 1?
No.
Oh.
I rolled a 6 plus my diplomacy.
Okay,
and my
yeah, plus your diplomacy.
Is a 4, so 10.
He looks at you, and it's like he's about to say something, and then he shakes his head. Never mind. And he starts wrapping up his cloak.
And he'll just walk away, still utterly confused how to talk to this guy.
All right. So as everyone finishes breaking camp and tending to horses, Yaj, he steps to the middle. He says, "It is time, my friends. Yaj must be on his own way. I wish you good luck and well. May you find what you seek." He looks over at Lilith.
She'll like dig in her pocket and kind of like bring out whatever she has, like the random stuff. And she's like, "You said you'd have something for me?"
You sound very quiet now too, so I don't know if it's. There you go.
Okay, good. Better
Yeah,
now?
that's better. Yeah, much better.
Okay, yeah. She'll come up to him and be like, "Oh, you said you'd show me something? You'd have something?"
He sighs. You are right. It is not for all of you to pay for the disrespect of some. He walks over. He reaches into his pouch. He holds out his hand, and he drops something in your hand. You look down and you see at first there's like a brief moment of disappointment because it looks like a gem, but then as you look closer, it's actually one of the most beautiful things that you've ever seen. It's like a dark gem that has a red sort of fiery center in it, not glowing, but the light that catches it makes it glow. It is some brilliant, almost like a tiger-eyed gemstone that he has laid in your hand. He gives you kind of a sad smile. He doffs the top of his cloak like a hat. I wish you well. Yaj will make his way in the desert. Just, my friends, do not tell the headhunters of Narwhal where you have seen me.
Yaj, before you depart, thank you for your hospitality last night.
Of course. Perhaps I will leave you with this. It is less to ask where Storgajol is. Storgajol could be anywhere. He rides a red dragon. It is better to ask who he is and who is with him. And he turns and starts walking away.
And Josh, one more thing. Just so. Remember, a woman is not a prize to be won. If you like her and find her fascinating, perhaps speak to her as a person equal to yourself. Just some advice. Nothing unkind. Just from me.
This is the way, Lord Coyote. Fanart blows up in my mind. He stops. He looks at you. You see his eyes narrow a bit. He's already been mocked by you once. He's not daft. He may at sometimes appear to be sort of full of himself, but he does not lack awareness. As he looks at you,
and Millie's giving him a genuine smile. Like, she's not trying to be sarcastic. She's literally just trying to be friendly.
he nods. He gives a flourished bow, one that would be at place in any court. And as he comes back up, he whips his cloak around. Y'all shall think upon your words. Gosh, come on, guys. Y'all shall think about your words.
Perhaps someday I'll see you on the sea.
Perhaps you already have. But with that said, I will tell you something about Storgajol that you should know. He looks around. The dragon that he rides, he has lied to. I do not know the totality of the tale, but I have heard it. There was a slaying of the great dragon, the mother.
Mm.
The young was taken and lied to. Told that Stor was a savior to it. This tale has traveled. But more than that, you will face the fierce one that fights by his side. A half-orc woman, renowned as a warrior of the greatest power. If you seek Stor, you seek death, for he has both the dragon at his side and the warrior at his back. This is all the humble servant Yaj can tell you. And he turns and walks off into the desert. Thank you for the sub, Patrick. You are 1 month away from your blue dragon. I think you get, so if you guys haven't figured this out, your dragon sub icon changes color the more months you're subbed. And we appreciate that. The volume should not have gone up. Probably just me talking. All right, back to you guys.
Did he say that just so that Millie heard, or did he say that?
So let me see here. Let's look at
That was my next question.
Yeah, he was not. So he was here. You'd kind of walk behind him as he was leaving. I'm gonna say, Shorewin. Let me have you roll d20 and add your perception, and then Lilith and Gimbal. I'm gonna say Brim and Ashrin are too far out. They were on the opposite sides of the camp. But let me have Lilith, Gimbal, and Shorewin all make perception checks.
13.
Okay.
Where's my nat 20? Come on, dude.
15?
15. All right, Gimbal. We can't hear you. You're utterly muted now.
25.
Sorry, don't you run a podcast?
I was muted.
I'm kidding. Gimbal, only your keen gnomish ears hear this. Lilith and Shorewin do not hear this, but you do.
Okay, so then Millie's gonna turn around and just rejoin the group and say, "Well, I did learn a bit of interesting information from Yosh just now before he left. First thing being, the dragon is the offspring of the great dragon that was slain. Secondly, he said to face Stolgorol was death, and because of him, but also he has a warrior at his back, a half-orc woman. I do think that sounds of about what we were expecting. So,
And you let him leave?
well, he is a bit on the run from the headhunters of Narwhal, so I did not dare.
Did you perchance ask for a location?
He said that it would be unknown where he is because he has a dragon and moves about quite a bit.
Said a warrior,
Yes.
but before we heard that was.
You're still just a touch quiet, Lilith.
Yep.
Here, let me turn down. Maybe my wind is. I mean, I think I've got my wind. Go ahead.
Sorry. You said Shorgajol said that was, Yaj said that was a warrior, but before we heard that was his woman.
Yes, Three Trees had told us that. Oh, Shorewin, we were just paying close attention. But Three Trees had told Shorewin that a woman fitting Shorewin's sister's description is the woman of Shorgajol. But it is very possible that she is both woman and warrior.
And Lilith will look over at Sherwin just to kind of gauge how he's looking.
And Shorewin's mind is racing, trying to figure out tactically what the best decision is to make, whether to run back and try and grab Yaj to get more information or to push forward in the direction we were heading.
All right. So as you're doing this, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep picking on you, but I'm just, again, trying to help the viewers. There is such an audio like Terry, you sound fantastic. Millie, or Evelyn, you sound good. You still sound quiet. So right now what I've been hearing is Josh, Evelyn, and Terry sound fantastic. Rory got better, but still a little bit quiet, and Vivi's still a little bit quiet. All right, so you turn, and as you kind of quickly step toward the desert, not really desert, but the sort of the scrubland of the Cron Hills, and look, it's as though he vanished. There is no sign of Yaj Tox. Like he passed. In fact, you step a few steps, you even see it looks like his footprints stopped. Like it's like there's no sign of him.
Well, it appears my decision has been made for me. A magic user, no doubt. Shorewin heads back over to Winston. Let's keep moving forward.
All right. Millie climbs back atop of the cart and takes the reins. Would anyone like to ride in the cart?
Yeah, if I could, or
Of course.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Of course.
All right, so since I dropped the camera, I have to give all the viewers the pleasure of seeing my dog. Hey, Fade, come here, Fadey boy. So this is my beautiful boy here. He is fitting for Blue Box because he is a blue merled Aussie Doodle. I had an Australian Shepherd as a kid, so this is like the redux of my my childhood here. So sorry about that, but thought everybody should see it. All right, continue.
Yes.
Lilith will step on top of, or get on the wagon as well.
All right. So who's on the wagon? We have Gimbal and Lilith.
Yep, and I'm at the reins.
All right. Before you snap the reins and begin to move, any other items of conversation or anything else the party's doing?
During the travel, I guess I should look this up. I don't think it takes very long. But he wants to. He prepared Identify last night. So he'd like to cast during the trip. Cast Identify on the staff.
Oh my gosh! All right. And remind our viewers, because many of them weren't here when that happened, what this staff is, where you got it.
So during. Oh man. I don't exactly remember. I know that Gimbo was being tortured by Holia, and I remember him grabbing as many items as he could, and I think both staves were in this corner, and he had the option of grabbing his or grabbing this different one, and he grabbed this one. And he took off with whatever he could take, and that's where he encountered Squeaks. They became friends, and that's when he named him Squeaks then later on. And so now he has this Staff of Darkness.
All right. So as you're riding in the wagon, you try to cast Identify, but you find it is so difficult to concentrate. The wagon jostles and bounces, and the wind is chill and cold. So we're going to have you make a concentration check in a moment. In the meantime, I have one quick thing to handle upstairs, so I'm going to let you guys role play as you're traveling along through the Cron Hills. Reminder for everyone that hasn't seen where they're at, they are here outside of Hamlet. They have traveled down through just south of Hamlet, the Verbabank, and heading into the Cron Hills just east of the Lort Mill Mountains here on Anna's map. And I remember something about a pie. And we will let them adventure. Thank you so much for the follow. Vortigoat, welcome to the Mad Chatters, the most elite group of chatters. Quick metagame while he's not watching. No, don't do that. I'll be right back. You guys continue.
Sherwin, can you make this a little bit smoother?
Tell me, friend, how am I supposed to make it smoother? Nor I nor my steed is connected to that cart. Would you like us to stop?
I can pull the reins to halt, if you would like.
I mean, I guess that's doable. I don't know. I guess I thought you could give Millie some tips.
I apologize, friend. Cavaliers generally do not tie their steeds to a wheeled cart, and I would know nothing about maneuvering such a beastly cart.
Oh, Millie, can you give him some tips then?
About how to manage a cart.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much we can do with the train being as rough as it is. Either way, it's going to be rather bumpy. So,
Tell me, friend, what exactly are you trying to accomplish?
Well, you see, this staff of mine. So I got this when I was escaping. He puts the staff down. When I left that place, I found this, and it's pretty useful. It lets me see really far at night, so that's pretty cool. But I'm pretty sure it does more than just a couple things I know.
And you've decided, while traveling in a bumpy cart, to try and figure out more about it, rather than perhaps playing with a magic hand on Yaj, who invited us into his camp.
Hey, I was studying my spells. I was playing a little innocent, friendly shoulder tap. I didn't know he was going to be that salty about it.
I understand that. Did you not have the staff with you then?
Yeah, but I was studying. I wasn't going to cast a spell. I was studying.
But you did cast a spell, friend.
Yeah, well, I couldn't cast that one. I wasn't ready to cast that one.
I do not understand you magic users.
Yeah, it's not like a sword. I just can't whip it out and use it. So I gotta study and memorize. And yeah, it's. You're
So
right.
you think that if I were to just give you a sword, you could use it as if it was native to your hand?
Nope. A sword would be too big. I might need a dagger.
So you're saying if I took one of these daggers off my hip, you could pick it up and use it as it is, as if it was native
All right,
in
so-
your hand?
No one else is going to do it. Ashrin's going to make an insight check on this. Yeah, wouldn't matter. She's just listening. Her eyes kind of her brow is arched at Gimbal, like she's really suspect about what he's saying, but she says nothing.
Perhaps did we all eat breakfast this morning?
I seem to be the only one who did.
I
did.
ate some minor rations. I'd rather not ride on a full stomach, if that's
Oh,
what you're
actually, I
thinking.
have a bunch more sweet rolls that I
You
found.
probably have a sweet roll, Soren.
You'll see her like kind of climb over all this stuff and like the treasure boxes and stuff like that to try to reach like Millie in the front.
Yes, Federum actually gave me several more, and I haven't had a chance to really share them because we sort of ran out of town. So Millie will kind of, anybody who seems to want one, Millie will hand one to Lilith. Anyone else? And she'll kind of toss one to Brim.
I'm in the very back, at the end of the line, so you're gonna have to check it behind.
I have
Okay.
high strength, so and good dex, so I can probably do it. Just
All right.
Well,
So we got
Lilith
Brim
will
back
watch
there.
Whoever's not eating. Who's taking a bun?
and Amelia's gonna eat one after everyone else has seemingly gotten one. Okay. And Millie will actually, before she takes the one for herself, she'll pull one from the bag and hand it toward Ashrin. Dear, you should eat.
She kind of falls back towards you, walks along. Like, I thank you, Millie. She seems to be like unsure of what to make of this. And by the way, our chatters have suggested everything from Snickers, which implies I think we have some divas among the players. And then we've also had suggestions of Bloody Marys and mimosas. So, all right. So she takes the sweet roll from you, and she just gives a sort of a hesitant nod.
Of course, it's just, you know, I Federum gave these to me, and I felt like they should be shared with everyone, including you.
As you're talking, she like brightens, and those last words, including you, with sort of she just slumps her shoulders and nods and falls back. All right, who's in the front of the party?
Shorewin is. of
Shorewin,
course.
and you are atop Winston, I take it.
Indeed.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please,
Of course.
and just give me the base roll.
That's a nat 4.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna shake this.
All right.
Okay, I'm good.
As you move along through the Cron Hills, the wind does kick up dust. There's scrub brush. You occasionally see a tumbleweed that blows by. The sun is now almost midway in the sky and still offers precious little heat. The wind seems to penetrate, chilling your bones. You smell the dust and the dry scent of all the foliage, which is starting to wither away beneath the frigid cold. As you continue to move along, you reach an area where there is a pair of hills on either side, and as you get there, Shorewin, you are really being attentive to Winston. You see that I don't know, he seems like he's going through, I don't want to call it an existential crisis, but he's definitely seen a lot and gone through a lot in the last few days. As you're speaking to him and tending to him, it is utterly without warning as an arrow and then 2 arrows streak at you from either side of the hills. And there is no initiative. We have a surprise round. The perception check was missed, and there are orcs on these hills on either side. As you're approaching this sort of choke point, it's clear an ambush has been sent. One comes running around the side of the hill with a massive spear. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 up on the sides of the hills here with bows. Oh my God. How am I supposed?
I can't do anything yet.
How am I supposed to DM with the incredible roleplay and great chattery? All right. So let me show you here on the screen. If you're watching, guys, there'll be a little bit of a delay, but there are 2 up on this side of one hill. They've just sort of appeared from the scrub brush. 1 rushing around with a spear. 2 atop this side that came around the corner. The 2 arrows streaking straight at Shorewind. And Shorewind, remind me of your armor class, please.
Armor class while mounted.
You sound quieter now. Is that my music? Might be my music.
That is your music, because
hang
my
on.
mouth is up.
Yeah, hang on. So let me kill that. I think it was that wind, I think, does something to mute.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
So while mounted, my armor class is 17.
All right. 4 arrows streak at you. The 2 on the right side clank off of your armor. You feel a sense of reassurance that what you have poured into your armor, it gives back to you. From the other side, oh my gosh, you're impenetrable. Bolts strike off of you. You feel Winston, he doesn't rear, he gathers like he's ready for combat, and we go initiative.
And John, just a question. From the last night, how much did we get any health?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. So I didn't. So if you were damaged, resting intense, you were bed rolls. So it's 2 hit points of base healing, but of course all abilities, spells, whatever you memorize, all that is restored.
And initiative is to Josh. He won initiative last time.
All right, Josh. DM has a 5 on the die.
This isn't going to go well for us. And that's a 2.
A 2. All right. These 2 are going to fire 4 more arrows at Shorewind. This one leaps down off the rocks and starts rushing toward Millie. He will not get there this round, though. Too much movement for him coming off the top of these rocks. This one leaps down and engages Shorewind in hand-to-hand combat, and I'm going to say he will get 1 attack this round. That was not too far a distance coming from higher ground to lower ground. This one advances, and he seems to be headed straight toward Winston with his spear. He will not get his attack yet, too much ground to cover. Now we'll resolve the 1 melee attack on Shorewind and the 4 arrows at Shorewind. 1 goes completely wide, clatters off in the hills. 1 sinks in, catches a spot right by your vambrace. Oh, another one actually sneaks through a spot on the opposite side, just beneath the pauldron. And wow, okay, so 3 arrows. Good rolling that time. You catch 3 arrows. 3, 6, not too bad. 11 points of damage cumulative, but you now have quills sprouting out from you in 3 different areas. The one beside you raises a spear and gouges it at you. As he does so, he rolls, and on the d20 we have... You lift your shield. His blow, oops, gosh, I just spit all over myself. That's awful. His blow smacks against your shield. It does no damage. We're gonna go to you, Shorewind. You're right there in the front of the combat.
All right, I'm gonna yell burn.
And you're still atop the steed, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. As you yell burn atop the steed, you see these plates that come up. They're coming up right toward your grieves.
Yes. No, I understand.
You're growing.
Do I have time to jump off then, noticing it? Or is
Yeah,
it
well,
too quick?
okay, so what you're going to do is, oh my gosh.
Am I going to hop?
Things I never thought would, I just never, okay, so you're going to make a dex check, please. So you need to roll beneath your dexterity.
Okay. Oh, well.
Yeah,
Okay.
the cod piece, not peas. That's right, Lord Forth. It is right by the privies, the cod piece. That's where all the plate mail kind of that covers his body comes up right at the saddle.
Yes, I rolled a 5. I rolled a 5!
You seeing these plates, ka-chung, 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 you unceremoniously dump yourself off the side of your steed. And let me pull him back up again. Thank you to Satrascorn, or the Bill the Master Crafter, for the armored Winston. You slump down. That's going to provoke an attack of opportunity, though. So as you do this, again, you feel the spear just kind of scrapes against your armor, doing nothing.
Can I
You can still attack
as well? Or
yeah,
is that...
you can still attack, yes.
Okay, good. Then, okay. If I try to remount, will that provoke another attack of opportunity?
Yes.
All right. So this is what I'm going to have to do. I am going to attack the one that's closest to me.
The one that's engaging in melee combat. Now,
yeah,
just as a reminder, just for your benefit, you also see there is one streaking toward Winston with a spear. Now, you may not be too concerned for Winston, given he's armored up, but I want to make sure you know that's happening.
You know what? I gotta do this. I gotta remount him. So there's 2 there, and then a third one is moving towards. You said moving towards Millie.
Okay,
said
so
there's a
no,
third
so
one
so
moving.
so one is moving toward Millie. That's this
Okay.
one here. If you're looking at the cam, let me back this
Right.
up. There's a little delay here, but you can see it. This,
Oh no! Even better move. I'm gonna charge the one that's spearing towards Winston. My intercept. My
interceding.
intercept charge.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and make that roll, please.
Okay. So to hit, that is a lot. That is going to be 27 to hit.
All right. You actually do manage to intercede betwixt the charging orc with his spear and Winston. Your blade hammers down. Roll damage.
It is.
Pray for Kate.
That is 12 points of damage.
Describe the scene for me.
Wow.
So noticing, Shorewin notices there are 2, but there's one directly charging Winston, and remembering what Burns said, and remembering what Ashrin said, Shorewin immediately knew that he had to step between, even with the armor that encases him, step between Winston and the orc. And he rushes forward, shield out, blade raised. No! And he swings down his blade across the chest of the orc.
Well done. You're killing it tonight. So you slice through him. You catch him in the armor. Your blade hits at the shoulder, cleaves down through the chest. You see actually bits of lung and even part of the arteries connected to the heart come out with your blade as it slices through, splatters in the ground, and the orc stumbles and drops in a pool of blood. We're now going to go to Millie.
All right. Well, I was still atop the cart, driving.
Right.
So I'm going to kind of pull the horses up, make sure that they're not, startled, and then I'm going to hop off the side of the cart and move to the orc that is closest to me.
The orc closest to you, it's really 50-50. So if you can see on the map here, there's this one which is about to engage. Oh, sorry, I've got too many minis here. This is
Yes.
you. Never mind.
One of that is
Yes.
my mini from the other
Yes,
campaign.
I know. It's the one I used for Yaj. All right, so it is the one that's on the opposite side of Shorewind. So you're going to run to engage with him. That's about 18 feet, so you can close. You won't provoke an attack of opportunity, but you will not get an attack this round.
That's fine.
So you close on him. Now let's go to Gimbal.
Got 3 orcs still up.
You have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. There's 2 up in the hills with arrows. And then you have 1 here that's engaging now with Millie, who just charged forward. And you have this one here who was closing on this side and is running toward Astrid now.
All right, so the one that's in front of Millie,
Okay?
Gimbal is going to hunker down in the cart. Already pretty short, but just hunkering down, getting firm. He'll pull out a piece of fleece as he rubs it between his fingers and utters arcane words, and he pulls it, and his fingers point forward. I can't think of the word, but whatever. Now I'm stuck on it. So he points all his 10 fingers forward at the orc in front of Millie, casting Silent Image, and he is wanting to create an illusion of a ring of daggers up at an angle around the orc's jawline and back of the head, like just this ring of daggers.
All right. So you're casting a spell. I've got that. We're going to save that effect for the end of the round. Let's go to other melee attacks. Brim, what are you doing?
Brim. 2DM, would I have seen the orc charging Ashrin?
Yes.
Okay, then I would like to try. I know I probably will not be able to attack this round, but I'd like to go and try and get in front of Ashrin.
All right. So if you're going to use a dash or a sprint action, you can get all the way around and in front of her. You will get no attack, but you can interpose yourself between her and the orc this round. Because I moved him forward, so it's all simultaneous action, right? So he's running forward. You, with long legs and a dash action, interpose yourself betwixt her and him. That will provoke an attack of opportunity, though.
That's fine. I slide in front and be like, no, you don't.
You leap in front of Ashrin. The orc turns and tries to run. Now you get an attack of opportunity. He failed a morale. Seeing this massive half-ogre leap in front of her, these orcs did not know what they got into. You can tell clearly they were...
Using advantage.
Oh gosh, the poor ogre. Why?
29 to hit.
That's a hit. Okay. I'm afraid to ask. Roll damage.
Okay, not a lot. 8 damage. That's the lowest I could roll.
All right, you thunk him in the back. He staggers, blood streaming out of his back. He's now staggering forward, barely able to keep his feet, trying to move forward. Thank you for the sub, Gamer Adjacent. He's trying to get away, but he looks badly damaged.
Brim would like to yell out to her, and then look back towards Asher and just kind of wink like, yeah.
Ashrin, you see a bit of the blood splattered on her cheek. She looks at you, eyes wide.
Sorry.
All right, now let's go to Lilith. Lilith, what are you doing?
Just a question. I would like to cast Summon Nature's Ally. It says I can, the 3, so Summon Nature's Ally 3, so it says I can roll 1d3 second level. So how do I roll a 1d3 for the creatures?
So just roll a d6 and divide by 2.
Okie dokie. So I shall do that. See how many beasts I can summon. Hopefully. Oh, I rolled a 5. So
That's a 3.
Yeah, so yeah, you divide by 2, so it's a 3.
okay. So Lilith will hop off the cart and she will summon.
Are you hopping to
3.
the left or to the right? To Brim's side or to Millie's side?
To the right. Yeah,
Okay.
the side that I fell there.
So you're right
Yeah.
behind. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, the side that I fell. Yeah.
Yep. Did you have to call out that
I'm
I
gonna
knocked?
jump
Really?
off gracefully. Not like
okay.
that.
I guess, okay. Fine. All right.
So Lilith will jump off the cart and kind of like swing her staff kind of around her, and then summon 3 wolves come up beside her, and she's gonna walk towards as much movement as she can towards the 2 orcs that are up on that up on the hill. Being like,
Okay, hang on. Give your DM a second while he finds something akin to 3 wolves. 1, 2, 3. 1 gray, 1 brown, 1 white. Wolves appear. Why gray, white, brown? Because that's what I have.
Lilith will be like the leader of the pack. She'll kind of lead the pack.
Leader of the pack. All right. And you send them where?
She's trying to head towards the 2 orcs that are up on the mountain.
All right, so one's on that side. So you're going to send, so you got this one here. So you're going to send 1 or 2 at this one.
2 over there, because there's 2 over that side, right? Or is there 1 over there?
Well, okay, so there's one that's fleeing Brim.
Okay.
He's already slashed. There's only 1 on the hill, and there's 1 on this hill.
So I'll go 2 for that one that's straight
Okay.
on the hill, and then 1 on the other side.
All right. They move with incredible speed. If you've ever seen a wolf in full flight, they are incredibly fast. So they're going to close the distance. No attack this round, but they will all be positioned for attacks in the following round. All right, Gimbal, let's resolve your spell. So remind our audience and your DM again. You.
Yes, silent image.
And what is the DC?
It's a will save.
Right, will save, DC.
DC is.
And while you're, I want to make sure it's targeted on this one, the one that is facing Millie. So let me pull this a little closer on the cam so everybody can see. This one facing Millie, you're targeting him. You're trying to make him see daggers all around his neck, right?
Correct.
I just irradiated myself. I don't know what this does. I'll probably have cancer in a year, but all right.
I can make him see daggers all around his neck.
Not real daggers. Pretend ones.
Oh.
They won't see it for very long if there's Millie's dagger by his
Sorry,
neck.
how do I figure this out again?
So the DC would be
Yeah,
it'd be 10 plus your caster level, plus if it's a will, it should be your intelligence bonus.
Intelligence modifier.
So 18.
18. All right. Millie, you are shocked as suddenly you see what you know to be an illusion. You recognize Gimbal's power, but the orc stops. He skids to a halt in front of you. There's a rotating set of razor-sharp daggers, black hilts, glinting edges in the sunlight around his neck. He raises his hands in surrender. Anyone not go this round? Shorewind, I know what you did. Gimbal, I think everybody went, right? So it's initiative.
Ashrin.
Oh, Ashrin, thank you, Ashrin.
Ashrin cleans the blood off her face.
What'd you say?
Sorry.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Are you okay?
Ashrin steps forward and she sees this one that's running. She speaks a divine word and you see you don't see anything happen. There's no light, there's no symbol, there's no sign, there's no color. It's just a crumpling that happens on this orc that was fleeing, already damaged by Brim. It crumples to the ground dead.
So cool.
Opposite of Cure Light is?
Inflict light wounds.
Or cause harm. Yep,
Or
that's
cause
right.
harm.
Holy crap.
All right. No, not power word kill Penhead.
Yeah.
Let's go. Initiative. DM has
That's Lilith.
a 2.
Come on, Lilith. Come on, Lilith.
Mark views.
Oh.
Just the one.
Dag nabbit.
All right. They attack. But actually, hold on. These creatures, these orcs clearly know they have bitten off far more than they could chew. They try to turn to run. This one sees the 2 wolves fleeing at him. He tries to sprint off of the hill. The wolves pursue. I'll let you decide what they do in a second. This one, he's just frozen. Dagger spinning around his neck, not wanting to do anything. This one also turns to try and leap off the side and run away from the wolf. So there are no attacks. There's 1 frozen, 2 fleeing. What do you do?
Is that
We'll
me?
go to, let's start with Millie. You've got the one right in front of you.
Millie's gonna look at the daggers around his throat and trying to look. What's the plan here, Gimbo?
Oh, I just thought I would use my daggers to work efficiently.
Sounds good to me. Well, then. Yeah, she's gonna attack. I'm going to roll my first attack with a rapier. That is a 32 to hit.
Well, I mean, yes, he's got his hands up. He's not moving. That is definitely a hit. I would call this a cut down in cold blood. And I don't think you even need to roll damage. You plunge your blade, choose your body part.
Well, what if I was trying non-lethal damage here?
That would be good, but you normally tell me that before you roll.
Okay,
the
well, I've
attack.
never tried a non-lethal attack before.
Okay, so if you, I'll give you that. So if you want to do
Okay.
non-lethal,
I
tell
will
me-
try a non-lethal attack since.
So what you like? Are you like? Are you, what the head with your pommel of your
I'll
blade?
take the butt of my rapier and just try to crack him in the head with it.
All right, thunk. You strike him in the head. He slumps to the ground, unconscious. And I love the fact our chat is going wild trying to figure this out. Again, when you're watching Blue Box, we adhere basically to 3.5 rules. We do bring in 1 and 2E rules. We have advantage. That's our only 5E rule. But one of my core things is never assume you know everything. Monsters, spells. I prepare things. I don't make like changes on the fly. I don't cheat. But I prepare things that players. I don't like people that think you can read the rule book and know everything that's going to happen. To me, that removes the wonder from the game. So I love the chat. I'm not rebuking anyone. It's great. I love this. But you don't know exactly what's happening, or maybe you do. All right. He slumps to the ground. The other 2, there's no attack of opportunity because they had not actually gotten there. They were getting there as the. But the point is, they're fleeing and these wolves are faster. So Gimbal, if you want them to close and attack, they can.
You mean a Lilith?
Lilith. Those are her wolves.
I'm sorry, Lil. I meant Lil. Yes, I'm sorry.
They're Gimble's wolves now.
I meant Lil. Sorry.
They're mine.
You guys look so much alike. I'm sorry.
Must be the hair.
I'm sorry, Rory. I didn't mean to insult you. Like, no.
Yes, Lilith would like for them to attack.
All right. Then I'm gonna let you roll for this one and roll for these 2, as
Okay,
they
I'll roll an
leap
advantage for all of them.
at the back of these fleeing orcs.
So separately, so
Yeah. So roll 3
with
times.
Advantage.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
with
yeah.
advantage every time.
Every time. Okay. Go ahead.
15, 16.
Yeah. I mean, you're flanking. That's a hit.
Okay, and then the next one.
The other. There's 2 on this one.
Yeah. 8, 9, 10, 11. For the next one.
That just hits.
Okay. And then 16.
Oh yeah, that clearly
19.
hits. Yeah, yeah. Again, because remember, they're flanked, so they have no dex bonus. They're running away from you. So I'm going to have you roll damage first on this one, and then on these two.
Okay, so
That's going to be bite damage, I believe, on a. So this should be like a D6, I think. Bite damage. Does that sound right?
Yeah, 1d6 plus
Yeah,
1.
that's what I thought.
Okay.
All right.
So the first one is a 2.
All right. The wolf nips at the hamstring of this orc. He staggers, still running, but the wolf is right on top of him. Now roll damage for these two.
3 and then 5. 8.
Thank you. I am capable of 3 and 5.
I am not, however.
No, it's so funny. A quick anachronism here, or sort of OOC. I was in a meeting today at work with a really just a wonderful young lady. No shade being thrown at her. She's probably in her late 20s, and she looked at me and she said, she's talking about her old company, and she said, and we use Slack. Oh, that's a communication platform. I looked at her, I'm like, did you just tell me what Slack is? What, was the gray in my hair made like, all right, sorry. Anyway, I know what 3 plus 5 is, 8. Tell me what it looks like, Lilith.
Ooh, so there's 2 of them on him, right?
Right.
One will grab his ankle and kind of take him down, and the other one will come by his throat and just grab a chunk out of it and like toss it to the side.
All right, so no, I really want to pull this out of you. So I want to pull this out of you. As he bites into the throat, what does it look like?
As he chomps down onto the neck, you could feel he feels like the crack of the I don't know, spine, perhaps. Or oh no, you know what? What's this thing here?
Well, you got the carotid artery, you got the esophagus, you got the trachea.
Oh yeah, you can feel like the pop of the jugular, and then the blood oozes out, and he kind of takes a clamp down and he shakes it a little bit aggressively before ripping it out and tossing the meat to the side.
All right, that leaves the lone remaining orc fleeing. Well, I mean, there's 2. This one's unconscious, but the other one fleeing. What do you do? Who didn't go yet?
Brim.
Let's go with Brim. Brim, what are you doing?
And Shorewin.
Yeah, I know. Like, so Brim, what are you doing?
Is there a rock nearby?
Of course. I mean, you're among the Cron Hills. There are rocks everywhere.
I'm going to our very first session we ever had together. I'm going to try and scoop up that rock and just like forgive me for the anachronism, but elf style just.
No, that is not an anachronism you need to be forgiven for at Christmas season. I see the vision in my head. Just know this is not yeet. This is not going to be easy, my friend. Roll with advantage if you want something cool to happen here, but I'm telling you it's unlikely.
How many advantages can I use?
Only one. No, that's not how this works. You can't stack advantages. Only one each time.
I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. And that one rolled an 18, of course.
Orcs of the Cade Hills.
Natural 20.
Don't touch it. Let me see.
Wait,
We're
where
not-
is it?
we're not
Bit
seeing-
more.
Right there. That is it.
Squash him!
All right, so that's definitely a hit. Now roll a second time.
I'm using another advantage.
Okay.
That is a natural 14 on the die.
A 14, not 14, and so in this case you're going to use your base attack bonus plus your dex bonus, not your
So
strength
that'd be a
bonus.
-1.
Right, -1 for
So
your
19.
dex.
So
plus your
19.
19.
Please.
Roll percentile dice for me, please.
Yes!
Oh, this
I
is
haven't had a nat
epic.
20 since.
I hate that you
fruit
called it
trees.
elf, but it is actually like elf. That's crazy.
Please roll high. Oh shoot. Okay. That's not going to be super high unless
It
I get
doesn't
a
matter.
0.
It's an orc. If you can't tell, these guys got in way over their head.
That's actually only 4%.
A 0-4?
0-4.
Okay, so that's going to be your max damage plus 4. So your max damage, we're going to call that a thrown stone. You're big. We're going to call that a D6. We're going to give you 6. And because it is a hurled weapon, not a traditional missile weapon, we will give your strength bonus. So 6 maximum plus your strength, which is 5, right? Plus 5?
Yes.
And then plus the 4. I need you to describe this for me, Josh.
Literally, Christmas season, it's Elf. He looks down, I got this. Stabs his greatsword into the ground. Shorwin, you're good. As he scoops up this rock and just steps back a few feet, steps forward again, and then.
And this is no pebble. This is a good-sized, not quite boulder, but close to it. You see it crunch. And I'm gonna actually I'm gonna do something a bit different here. Shorwin. Shorwin, you have full view of this. I want you to tell me what you see, Shorwin, as this happens.
Oh, that's great. And can you tell me again, roughly, using your hands, about how big this rock is?
Yeah, so it's about it's like this. Let's call it 3-4 feet wide. It's massive.
All right. So this stone, this boulder leaves Brim's hand. Dust that had accumulated over hundreds of years starts flying off as it flies through the air. The orc running away hears a whistling. There's a slight whistle. He slightly begins to turn, and as he comes, that stone, that boulder smashes right behind the ear, caving in the lower part of the skull, and his body lands on the ground.
Everything that he and Josh just said, along with blood that splatters out from his mouth as his innards are crushed, and your wolves are now just surrounding the bodies, Lilith, and nipping at the corpses.
She will summon them to come with her, and she's gonna sit on the ground and just cuddle with her buddies while they're still here.
All right, they come back over to you, all of their muzzles wet with blood, but they sort of lap at your heels, pant happily, and are surrounding you while they still remain.
Gonna kind of pat them, kind of giving them confirmations of a good job, and kind of scratching behind their ears and trying to clean up their face. As long as she knows, obviously, she would take a look around to see that everything's safe before doing that, obviously.
All right. It's the last time
She's like, we're all good? Okay, I'm gonna have a little powwow with my dogs.
That's the only time you're gonna be pant like a dog, by the way. All right. Ashrin steps forward. She looks at the party. It doesn't look like anyone is too badly damaged, but she does walk over to Shorwin, and she sees the arrows that are still pointing out of your armor. Shorwin, would you mind? And she holds up her hands.
Please, and thank you.
She lays her hands on your vambraces, and you feel healing go through your body, and you receive from the specialty priest 11 points of healing.
Thank you, Ashrin. As I said earlier, you bring much to the party, the group, and you keep me safe. And with that, Shorwin's actually gonna step away, and he's gonna say, excuse me, and he's gonna rush over to that orc.
All right, you rush over. You see Millie standing over this orc. And is your spell still active, Gimbal? Have you released it?
No, Gimbal has, after the orc fell, he released it and then just sat down in the cart, just sitting down in there with Squeaks, just minding his own business now.
All right, so it is still there. And I'm going to go ahead and launch our next two giveaways. We're going to do, first of all, our last Christmas ornament giveaway, and then we will launch our big giveaway. So type !Christmas. If you missed it the first couple of times, this is your next chance for one of these. These are laser cut, cool blue box Christmas ornaments. They look great on your tree. As pointed out earlier, they will neither cast fire nor spew lightning upon your tree, which blue box dragons can do both. but we're going to give this away, and then in a moment we will launch our final giveaway. All right, party. This orc lies on the ground unconscious at Millie's feet.
Shorwin's gonna get over there and he's gonna try shaking this beast. See if he can bring him to consciousness.
All right, you shake him, and it takes a few moments. Let me move the dead body away so you can kind of see clearly. You're focused on this one. In a few moments,
And Shorwin's gonna look. Does anybody speak his language?
I do. And
Shut
I do-
up.
I do.
And I
speak-
look over to Millie and I say, see if he can tell us where Jor Gajol is.
All right.
there's an-
And so, what did he say first? The orc.
he said, "Please don't kill me."
Why would he say that?
Nothing profound.
Assuming so much about us.
And so Millie will respond in Orcish. I'm not planning on it, as long as you tell me where Storgajol might be found.
All right.
What is that sounded orcish?
So I have two things to say. Yeah. Let us hear what that sounds like. Evelyn.
Yes.
You can role play Elvish all day. Now role play some Orcish for me.
But orc is so ugly sounding.
So you just leave it to me?
Yes.
No.
Okay, I'll take it. All right, I have two things to say to that. One, the winner of the last Christmas ornament giveaway tonight is Kiegia! Congratulations, Kiegia. And now I'm going to open up the giveaway for the major prize tonight. You will have your choice of either a Blue Box sweatshirt like this, which is so good to have during winter. These things are so comfy. Everybody that gets one says it fits so well. They love it. It's a great thing to have during winter. Or you can get one of these Blue Box mouse pads right here underneath a gorgeous DCG tray. One of these Blue Box mouse pads, which you know you want. These things are so cool. If you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 or Cyberpunk 2077, you want one of these mouse pads beneath your mouse. Or if you prefer a mug, the Blue Box mug makes every coffee taste better. And so I'm gonna put that last one is as exclamation point, just core giveaway, nothing exciting. And type exclamation point giveaway for our final giveaway of the night. All right, the second thing, so that was one, the giveaway. The second thing is, as you say the name Storgajol, you see he starts scrabbling back, his hands in the dust, trying to push himself away. You hear him saying, "I cannot, I will not. He would do more than kill me. He would slay every member of my family," and he pushes himself away from you.
And Millie responds in turn. She says, "We can protect your family by getting rid of your little Storgajol problem, because as you can tell, we are very powerful fighters. So I advise you, if you want to survive right now, because we will let you go. If you want to survive right now, you will give us the information on how to find the orc."
All right, I'm gonna have you make, this is more intimidation, I think, than diplomacy, so go ahead and make an intimidation check.
I was intimidated.
I was intimidated.
I'm gonna roll this at advantage.
Billy and Orcish is very intimidating.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
she's gonna
tell
have to
you
give me
right
the
now.
orcish rendition of that in a
I
second here.
wet myself.
Hey guys, what a great night. Thank you so much to all of our chatters, all the subs, the gifts. You guys have been incredible. And the players, my gosh, what amazing players we have. So much fun. All right. What's the roll, Millie?
That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right.
She sounds pretty scary to me.
I mean, he's already close to urinating in his trousers. So as he, hey, welcome to the Mad Chatters, Jack Sec. You are in now the most elite group of chatting on anywhere on D&D Twitch. As he pushes away, he shakes his head. I'm going to let you get away with not giving me the Orcus this time, but you're going to be next time. He looks at you as he says, as he says this, you hear, you cannot protect my own. You do not know Storgajol. You do not want to meet him or face him. Or
And-
his woman.
And Millie responds, well, we've already met him once and we survived to tell the tale today. We actually destroyed the entirety of his forces at the fortress in the hills there. So I think you should not underestimate our abilities. And what everyone else hears is,
Yes.
He staggers back again and says, this is one of the funniest role plays I've ever. He staggers back again. His back is now against these rocks. So let me kind of show you where he's at. He's been kind of slowly pushing himself, but he's not trying to get away. He can't get away. But he's pushed up against the rocks. Shorewin on one side, Millie on the other. And as his back is against the rocks, you see sweat on his brow, blood on his body. He says, you hear, you may have faced him, but you have not faced him with the she-devil.
And Millie will just kind of give a nod and say, I fear no one. And the response is the simple, Zach. Verch.
As you say this, everyone roll D20 for me, please.
Oh, no.
Yeah, come on.
I'm going to use
Give it to me.
advantage. Can
Yeah,
I?
Can I use?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
just
God.
want to make sure. Yikes.
6.
15.
Not 20 from Rory, apparently.
You see, there are wings that darken the sky. Didn't need high rolls on that one, guys. Wings that darken the sky. Apparently speaking the name as often as you had. There is now, you see the unmistakable silhouette of the small, immature red dragon, but still big enough to hold this this huge orc atop it. But now you also see there is a second rider on its back as it floats down, and the bellowing of the roar and the sound. There is a gout of fire that goes out in the air, and it descends in a cloud of dust. And we will stop there for tonight.
How are you gonna call that?
Of course, that was not a hard one to call.
Good. Why would you do that? We need to play next week.
We can't. I know. We're not.
And now we wait for 2 weeks because we don't play next Christmas. But as always, the shout out to the incredible Atlas Minis, Jorge. He not only he assembled this, he painted it, he did the basing. This is Storgajol, the Orcish warlord, who is quite angry about what you did to the Red Lord's fort that he was in charge of. But he has a half-orc woman atop the back of that red dragon, and you have still your orc pinned against this wall. You have Ashrin really still wondering about her place in the party. You have Lilith playing with her puppies all around her. you have Brim threateningly shouting and studying what's going on. And Winston prancing, still in Burn's armor. Burn, the chagrined and often maligned, as all of my NPCs are. I got to figure out what I'm doing with my NPCs. Well done. All right, guys, so don't leave us. We have our big giveaway tonight. You can get one of these bad boys, or one of these mouse pads, or a Blue Box mug, and you get a Christmas ornament with it to go atop your tree. Type !giveaway in the chat. And while you're doing that, it's time for our stream MVP. And guys, I know we were close to 80 viewers oftentimes tonight, unbelievable numbers of subs. So before we move any further, I want all my players to give our viewers and fans a big round of applause. Thank you so much. We love the Mad Chatters. I say it every week and I mean it. It's authentic. The best chatters in D&D Twitch. You guys are awesome. Thank you to my players. Great job tonight. Great role play. And of course, if you vote one of them, Mad Chatters, Stream MVP, they get 1,000 experience points. And they're getting higher level now, so they need all of these they can get. So we're going to go around. Each of you are going to tell me why you should be Stream MVP. When you give that to me, I'm going to tell you who you're rolling for on this giveaway. So again, type !giveaway. No worries, L Hawk. So type !giveaway in the chat. So you have a chance to enter to win. And I'll type that in here so you can just kind of see it again, how it's spelled. That's what you want to type. And let's start with you. Let's go this time. Let's go to Lilith. Why should you be Stream MVP?
Lilith should be Stream MVP for making the ever so smelly Yash talk flustered for the very first time.
You did.
And looking at him directly in the eyes as she rubbed her harlot smell on her neck. For summoning nature's ally and summoning her wolves. And also getting all the pets in with her wolves and with Winston. So, you know, she's just a happy old gal today. So
bravo, she was. And don't forget, she will be leading us tomorrow night in our Lore Masters Arcanum. We'll be talking about terrain creation and all the cool stuff she's going to give me as her DM.
Yes.
And then we're going to give away tomorrow night this incredible Beholder tray. First one we've given away here at Blue Box from Dragon Crafting Guild. This sucker is awesome, and that will be tomorrow night. We'll start at 5:30 Central. You, Lilith, will be rolling for Sweet KT420. Are you still with us, Sweet KT420? You must be present to win. So pop in the chat and let us know if you're here. And let's go to Millie. Why should you be Stream MVP? Yep, 420 is here. Good job.
All right. Well, let's see. Millie should be Stream MVP because of, let's see, her conversation with Shorewin, and you know, trying to basically check in on him because she had kind of gotten him to open up a little bit before in the sparring session that they had previously, which you can see in the Discord channel. So she was just kind of trying to maybe get him to talk a little more and find out a little bit more about him. And so that entire exchange. And then actually kind of trying to somewhat leave things with Yaj on a better note than they left, because you know he may have not been her cup of tea, but you know, she didn't feel the need to like really be mean to him.
Well, and look, I think that was so important because honestly, that was a combination of role play and dice rolls. Some dice rolls that I made, some dice rolls you made. You wound up. That was not fait accompli. It was not predetermined. You would not have gotten the information that you got from Yaj Talks had you not done that, and that was important.
Right. So yes, getting that information about, you know, and it actually made her think a little bit more about how to actually ask questions to get the information she's looking for, because he did mention what the correct way of asking that question would have been. Also, sharing the sweet rolls with everybody on the road. After Lilith was concerned about everybody having gotten enough to eat.
Being hangry.
Because our viewers were calling for Snickers.
And then actually kind of trying to, during the combat, trying to figure out what Gimble's plan was, and kind of assuming that there was something bigger there, because he had not actually used an offensive spell against that orc, but rather a sort of defensive spell. So she took the road of, let's knock him out and see what the plan is. And then just the RP talking to him in Orcish, getting more information about, what was going on.
Well done. All night long as usual. And you are going to be rolling for Mark Views. Oh, Mark. Now, no, two things. One, tell us you're still with us. Two, I need my finished squeaks. I love the drafts you sent me, but you got to get that boy done. I want to see squeaks. Are you still with us, Mark? And while we're waiting for that, let's go to Gimbal. Why should you be Stream MVP?
So, Gimbal should be Stream MVP for some of his roleplay, right? Studying his spell book, actually dedicating time in his night. Also, because of his interaction with Yaj, trying to have that fun, playful banter with him like he's had with the other people, saving the nostrils of his companions also, and smacking Brim with his mage hand, as well as, role-playing the bouncing of the cart, asking them to drive smoother, and then getting perhaps cut a little deep by their words about usage of swords and daggers, and then finally casting Silent Image with a bunch of daggers, halting an enemy.
Which was well played, very clever. And by the way, so I think we're all wondering, and Ashrin failed her insight check, so I couldn't pull this out of you in character, but did you have an identify spell memorized the night before? Could you have cast it? You didn't. All right, so you were telling the truth. That's awesome. All right, so well done as always, Gimbal, and you are rolling for, oh my gosh, yourself! You're rolling for Gimbal's Venturing Academy. What are the odds? That's awesome.
You rolled a nat 20 tonight. It might happen again.
Yeah, and by the way, Mark Views is on, so you've got him. All right, so now let's go to Shorewin. Why should you be Stream MVP? Josh, you can't yawn on stream, man. That's against the rules.
I know. What the heck?
I know, it's late. I know. Go ahead, Shorewin.
Not that boring. All right, so why should Shorewin be MVP tonight? Where shall I begin? Well, we had this wonderful discussion with Millie, explaining some of his reasoning behind being a bit more withdrawn the past couple of weeks. His growth as a person and as a cavalier, learning from Byrne, and then the discussion with Ashrin, understanding that the previous night he had not done right by her and decided to speak with her privately or semi-privately to kind of explain how she was just as important. And again, she said something to him that again affected him as a cavalier and as a member of the group. Then there, of course, was the cleaning of the armor. There's nothing better than cleaning guts and bones off of it. Moving forward, there was the ability to jump and not lose another part of my body to armor.
Almost got the cod piece removed.
Exactly. And
almost lost a digit. Ranger Harley, you almost lost a digit.
Knowing that I had to save Winston and diving in front and with pure ferocity striking down that orc that thought he was going to do something to my poor Winston. Excuse me. And then the description of the stone as it flew through the air, the dust flying off. And of course, I'm level 5 now, but I'd like to catch up to everybody.
Woo! Well done, well done, well done. And I'm sorry. I think, I still go back to Robert's little limerick that he gave us earlier, that beautiful rhyme. But I do have to give a shout out to Josh tonight for one of the best chats. Ranger Harley said you almost lost a digit, and Josh said it was more like a decimal. Okay, that is awesome. Yes, the pity vote. All right, so you are going to be rolling for Shorewin, Terry. Oh, Robert, and I just mentioned him, Phantom MJ.
Yes.
MJ. All right, so you are in the group. I know he is on. Mikey B, thank you for the chat tonight. You were great on the chat. All right, last but not least, Brim. Why should you be Stream MVP?
I think Brim should be Stream MVP for trying to get close to Yaz, trying to kind of get him to open up a bit more and try and give him the advice that he has been given that he doesn't understand still, because women, eh? But he also knows his friends, and he's like, you're a bit much, and that's not our type of group. He does like, for DM to player, he does like Yaj.
I know.
Him of someone else's life.
Like when I give my pity party for my NPCs, it's all tongue in cheek. I know we're role playing. It's fun. You guys are awesome.
Which cheek?
Yeah.
So getting close to Yaj,
Stop,
also
Vivi.
making sure to have his vegetables. He didn't want to just have meat on an empty stomach or whatever of traveling. Being able to follow in Shorewind's footsteps the next day, as well as another character as he polished his armor and everything, tried to make sure it was good for the next day. Upon their travels, really hoping to get Millie to throw a sweet roll back to him, which I'm just going to assume that happened. He caught it just perfectly.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes, you did.
No, beautiful. What happened after that? A fight ensued where he ran to Ashrin's aid just to make sure that she was not to get harmed, because even though he doesn't say it, he still values her. And he was there in front, and then he was able to finally get a nat 20 again without killing another, like, slightly important in the normal town where everyone will end up being scared of him kind of kill. Of being able to throw
Rip
a
3
freaking
trees.
boulder.
No, well done. And oh, by the way, so it's been mentioned in the chat, and you have successfully given us, Vivi, the over-the-shoulder beholder holder. Not to be confused with other sorts of comments. Josh, you will be rolling for Constructed Chaos, one of our fellow streamers. Constructed, if you're still with us, let us know. I've seen you on a lot tonight, and really appreciate all your support, and I know we've helped you as well. It's always good for us to share. I know so many good choices for MVP. Yep, he's on. All right, the poll is open. You may vote for your stream MVP, and while you're voting, they will be rolling. And we're going to start with the first one I had, which was you, Vivi. Tell us who you're rolling for. And I think everyone was a sub tonight. So they all get 2 D20s. And thank you for all the subs. The subs were through the roof. Lots of gifted subs, lots of self-subs. So you go ahead and roll. 2 D20.
Yes, I am rolling for Sweet Katie, 420.
Nice, 420.
13 and a 17, so 17.
Oh, a 17. That's very strong. 17 for 420. All right, let's go to Shorewin.
All right, we'll be rolling for Phantom NJ.
Let's go, Robert.
Okay, come on.
Big money, big money.
Sugar Punk, great chat tonight. 888, good to see you. I didn't grouch you. I shot you out earlier.
Only an 18.
Oh!
How
by
dare you.
1. Okay, so Robert, Phantom NJ is in the lead now. We're going to go to Gimbal. Tell us who you're rolling for and give us your roll. Vote for Stream MVP. Right now, Shorewin is in the lead. Oh, no, yeah, sorry. You deeped me. I looked up. All right, so the Dragon Crafting Guild Trey. 11 and...
What's that?
I can't see that.
Well,
Just tell us, the camera was hard to see. You're muted.
15.
15. All right.
6.
11 and
6.
6.
All right, 6. All right. So Robert still in the lead. Let's go to Millie. Tell us who you're rolling for.
Mark Hughes again, and I won for him last time, so I'm
If this
hoping.
is-
I'm hoping.
This is a 20. It's loaded dice, guys. I'm telling
Here we
you.
go, Mark. It's hard to type with your fingers crossed.
16.
16. Okay,
I got you,
Robert's
Phantom.
still in the
I
lead.
got you.
It's close though. All right, and last, tell us who you're rolling for, Josh.
Constructed chaos.
Another fellow streamer, and he's been a big supporter of us, and we love what they're doing. They're great. If you haven't watched them, check out Constructed Chaos. Good AV, nice British accents. I think are legit. They're cool people. And they're like my hackneyed accent. Go ahead, roll.
Okay, that is a 3 and an 18.
Oh, we have a roll off. All right.
Roll
So
off.
Constructed Chaos and Robert, Phantom NJ. So we're gonna go one die this time. And can you point your cameras at the trays? I want the viewers to see this live.
Plus, show off those beautiful Dragon Crafting Guild.
Yes.
trays.
Exactly. Show off those DCG trays.
Because I have to change.
If you have
cameras.
them, show off those Cozy Gamer dice with those GCD trays. Let's give a hand. Sherwin is our stream MVP. Well done, Sherwin. Congratulations. And here we go on the roll off. On 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll it.
Nat 20.
Oh! And what? I can't see
I
yours,
can't
Sherwin.
see
What's yours?
Sherwin's.
He's changing it.
No.
He's
It's
cheating the
11.
It's an 11.
11.
The Nat 20. Tell us who won, Josh.
Constructed chaos.
Constructed Chaos. All right. So Constructed Chaos, please send us your creds. Drop the Discord in one more time. If you're not on our Discord, you need to be on our Discord. There's cool stream stuff that happens in between. Oh, I forgot to show that. Yes. Why didn't you guys remind me? Lilith, tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, so this is a Beholder Queen shirt that I had custom made by a guy who does airbrush, and it is the sickest thing I've ever freaking seen. In my
Look at that
whole
thing.
entire
Look at
life.
that thing with the crown on one eye.
And
Oh.
so she that was me is the Beholder Queen. So she's painting a beholder in her eye stalk there, and then on the other side there's a paintbrush in her mouth there. And but just look at that damn eye.
Oh my gosh.
Man, look
All
at
right,
that.
so we need to talk about this tomorrow night. Don't miss tomorrow night's Lore Masters Arcanum at 5:30 Central. We'll be joined by Vivi. We'll be talking all things terrain crafting, but we're going to be talking about how she's going to give me not only one of those for myself, but I'm going to pay to have one as a giveaway for our fans. So we're going to figure out how to make that happen, and I want the Blue Box logo on the back. So the cool beholder on the front, the Blue Box logo on the back, we can make that happen. We'll figure it out, and we're going to raid Art of Mike Disney. Cool artwork. He's a great guy. He's a fantastic mini painter. So like George, like Jorge or Atris, he does great stuff, and welcome. We've already rated him. I'm still talking, and it's already happened. All right. All right, let me kill the stream here.
So